All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Battletech. G'day, Mad End. G'day's, I have no idea how to pronounce that. XZ. Alright, so we're starting a little bit earlier tonight because I want to get a couple of missions in. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be happening over the rest of the night. It is actually Dead Meat's birthday today, so if you happen to be on my Discord server, feel free to jump over there and harass the hell out of him. I think he's actually busy doing family stuff at the moment, so it'll be funny. Yeah, XZ works for me. So how you guys been anyway? Hopefully I'm going to be a little bit more awake tonight. I was a little bit out of it last night. I think all the travel over the weekend actually caught up to me, so yeah. Anyways, we are going to get straight on with it here today. So, missions on this planet. We have basically nothing. All of our mechs repaired. Medusa is still 11 days out. We have new mech warriors that need to be trained because we lost one in the last run. 3 days out of financial, and we do have story missions to do at the moment though, so we're probably going to do one of those as well. But first, we need to take a little bit of a look at what's going on around. We've got two travel contracts at the moment, but they're both kind of crap. I don't really want to do either of them, to be perfectly honest. Ryan's Fate, Desert World, Electronics, Serena, yeah, could we use that for training? That would be something. Mektor is where we just came from. It's actually got a surprising amount going on there, but we didn't really have much we could... There wasn't really much that we could use. Periphery level civilization. I have no idea how to pronounce that either. It's one of those nights. But, yeah. We could run there just because we haven't been. Agriculture, chemicals, medium gravity planet. Periphery level civilization. Poor rune... Right up here on the border. Electronics, Megacity. This could be more interesting. It's a travel hub. Zangul. Alright, we'll head up to Zangul and see what is going on up there. Comstar presence. Ooh, we might jump across the border and give that a poke since it's Taurian space as well. Alright, so we'll make our jump 17 days out. Good mate, haven't been doing much.
I've got the financial report.
Alright, so we're down to 10 million. We may have to sell some mechs soon. We might actually drop below 10 million in funds. Yeah, nothing to do there. Morale's still at 50, so we'll leave that as is. Morale effect can stay at 0. 750,000 isn't bad for a month's operating expenditures, considering the mechs that I've got now. Madden sounds Chinese. You know, it's actually entirely possible it is. We're pretty close to the area of space that's essentially space China. We're in the periphery that runs along the bottom of Merrick space, that runs across the bottom border of about 3 of the major great houses. So it's possible that it is. Although I am looking forward to completing the campaign and finally having access to the full inner sphere in the mod. Hey, Devil, how's it going? Would like to find a job, though, instead of sitting at home. Feels bad, man. Yeah, I had the same problem. I could not get myself employed for the life of me due to my visual disabilities. I just couldn't get a job. You know, it's the downside of living in rural Australia. Everything requires eyes, and there's not a lot of support for that kind of stuff. So I went back to school and then made my own business. The whole YouTube channel was the start of that. The graphic design business that I've started up is part of that, and the 4 years back at school as an adult was the requirement to make it all happen. So that was my solution. If nobody wants to hire me, fuck it, I'll start my own job. I'll be my own boss. I can work my own hours from my own house, and screw everybody, really. It has the added bonus as well, as in the long run, especially the way things are going, finding jobs are going to be really hard for the kids. So I'm going to essentially be able to hire my own kids' family business style. My daughter especially is proving to be quite the artist. And, yeah, get them involved in some of the work that way. And there's always something in any business, even if it's not something artistically related. You know, just general business management, paperwork, so on and so forth. that I can get the kids involved with and give them a way of actually earning some cash if things are a little bit rough, to give them a leg up getting out into the world, or at least that's the theory. So yeah, if you're having issues finding work, seriously, that's what you should do. Don't stop looking for jobs, but start looking for opportunities to start your own business. Even if it's just a small one. You don't need to be the next Bill Gates. You just need to have a business where you work and make enough money to essentially cover your bills and make what you would earn in a regular job. I actually know somebody who started up a job, and he's started up a business as well. And all he does, he had a ute, he had a pressure washer, and he obviously had a little bit of cash floating around, but I think it was only a couple $100 is all he had in the bank. And he really needed money, and he couldn't find a job anywhere, so he started a business and made a few business cards up and handed them around to clean the solar panels on people's roofs. And he's now turning over about $50,000 a year. He's driving the same ute that he was driving when he was unemployed. He throws his pressure washer and his hoses in the back, bought about $200 worth of gear, drives around to people's houses, gets up on the roof, washes and scrubs their solar panels. That's it. Makes a shitload of money. Nobody wants to do that job. And he works about 5 or 6 hours a day tops. Takes lunch whenever he wants it. He's his own boss. That's it. That's just... You don't have to try and... Most people think of, you want to do a business. Oh, I've got to make a business and have employees and be rich. No. You need to earn enough money to do the thing that you want to do. Mine, I need to earn enough money. My little graphic design business needs to make enough money for me to be able to essentially make the money that I would earn in a 9 to 5. That's it. That's all it's got to do. If it makes more, well, I would actually like it to make more so that I can use it as a springboard for the kids. But I don't need it to make much more. I've just got to make enough to have a bunch of casuals on there that I can pay them and give them their springboard. That's all you need. And if it happens to turn into something big, well, there you go. I wish I had your attitude towards starting a business. It's really easy. You think, what can I do that will earn money? And generally start with things that nobody else is willing to do. I mean, there is a reason right now that there is a university graduates that went on to do, did 4 years and master's degrees in God knows what field, that are currently serving coffee at Starbucks in the States or at coffee houses here, or struggling to find work. Yet the arsehole kid who dropped out of high school in 16 that they took the piss out of when they left, they went on to become an apprentice, got a qualification as a builder, and they now live in a $500,000 house and have started up their own building business, and they're making 6 figures a year. Why? Nobody wants to build houses, so the people that do build houses can make shitloads of money doing it. Plumbers is another one. Plumbers is actually one of my favourite ones to mention whenever this kind of a subject comes up. Nobody wants to scrub other people's shitters. Nobody. So when you take up a job scrubbing other people's shitters, you can ask whatever the fuck you want for that job, because nobody else wants to do it. Plumbers make 6 figures a year. Plumbing is a draining job. I need a soundboard with the boom tish. I really need a soundboard with the boom tish. Sounds like I'd kill myself falling off a 5th floor roof doing that. Well, it's in a rural area. Every single-story buildings around here, multi-stories are rare. And almost everybody's solar panels are mounted on the single story. So it's literally just a ladder against the side of the house, walk up the ladder, spray everything down with the pressure washer, load a soap capsule into the pressure washer, respray it down again, and then he uses basically a mop and mops over the front of the solar panels. The last thing he does, he goes up and he actually hooks up to the supports that are actually holding the solar panels where they're bolted fixed to the roof with like a mountain climbing rig that holds him up there, and just chamois them down. Like, straight up a car chamois. Nothing special about it. Chamois over the top of them. Whole job, do a whole roof's worth of solar panels, and it takes him about 2 hours. And that 2 hours, he gets paid very similar to what some other people make in a week. And then he goes and has lunch, and if he's up for it, he'll do another job that day. Otherwise, he'll go home and watch some TV. Well, he won't. He'll go home and play his Xbox, but, you know, you get the idea. Because he's his own boss. He doesn't have to work the rest of the day. It's up to him. Yeah, find something you're good at that people want, and voila. And it's even easier. You can refine it a little more. Find something that you're good at that people want but don't want to do. Doesn't necessarily need to be a hard job either. Just something that people just don't want to do. That thing that they just can't be asked doing. They're fully capable of doing it, but they earn just enough money that they'd be willing to pay somebody else to do it instead so they don't have to. And you can make a shitload of money on it. Done. That's it. That's my solution to if you can't find a job, make one. Because there is always a job that somebody else doesn't want to do. And it is much nicer being your own boss. Stalker parts, Vulcans, AC2s, double plus mid lasers and smalls. We don't really need any of those. Ooh. Ooh. That's a triple plus TTS. 1 ton. For ballistic. What is the TTS that I have? I have 2 singles. Yeah, okay, we're done. I'm buying that. I got the money for it, we're buying it. We got a double plus heat bank. No, I don't want to sell. That's mine. I've got that. Alright, we are buying... What's that one? That's missile. Yeah, we've got missiles. That's right. 2.7 million. We will buy the TTS. Available. And selling mechs we need to make up. We'll sell the Archer, because we don't need the Archer anymore. And let's sell one of our Marauders. And we'll sell a Blackjack, because we're not going to use it. And yeah, we're going to sell those 2 catapults, because I hate K2s. There we go, back to 7.6, all paid for. Excellent. Well, that was worth a stop at the very least. So that ballistic computer, targeting computer, I will fit to the King Crab. I knew a brain surgeon who for medical reasons retrained as a plumber. During Australian summer, this must be like cleaning in hell. Well, that's just it. The beautiful part about being your own boss is you can choose what hours to work. The general rule, peak Australian summer, if you look at anybody who's in any kind of trade that operates outside, what they do is they tend to start really early in the morning because we're on daylight savings hours and we have early starts anyway, just because of how long our days are midsummer. So they might start at sunup, which is like 5 a.m. or earlier. They might start that early and they'll work till 10 in the morning. And that's it. That'll be their whole day. At 10 in the morning, tools down, they go home, jump in the pool. And you better believe doing those kind of jobs, they have pools. So they just go home, get in their pool, crack a can, and take the rest of the day off. Just work 5 hours in the morning. And if they really need to pull extra hours for it, they don't start again until about 6 at night. The sun doesn't set until 9, 10. So they'll start about 6 or 7 once it's cooled off, and they'll knock everything over in the evenings. And just the middle of the day. We used to do it when I used to work on the farm. Same deal, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. at the latest. Tools down, off. Didn't even bother firing the tractors up. Because it was that hot during peak summer that a spark off the exhaust on the tractor could light a whole fucking paddock on fire. So we just didn't do it. So yeah, it was just tools down. We just took the whole center of the day off. Went and had a beer. Started up working in the afternoon again. Nobody works in those jobs in the middle of it unless it's absolutely necessary. Okay, so we haven't checked contracts. What have we got in the way of jobs? We've flown over here. We found some parts. We need a few more. I need more AC-10s. I need a few more high-quality AC-10s. Alright, Battle in the Jungle. 315. Defend base urban. Defend base urban. Destroy base. Battle. Battle. It's kind of old crap, isn't it? Lost an entire lance. One of our pilots was killed and their mech fell over. The last Turian survivors were able to get our mech back on its feet, but they're hoping to get it safely to their dropship and claim it for their own. We need you to stop their salvage attempt and bring that mech down. It's still an active battlefield down there. No telling what you'll encounter. I've handled situations like this before, but I'd still advise caution. If they need a whole merc unit to take down one mech, it must be a pretty serious mech. I'd rather do an assassination mission, but we don't have any. And I gotta take a look at what that mech is. It might be an Atlas. And it's against Turians, so I get to kill Turians, which is always good. I like killing Turians. Alright, so we have the Atlas, Highlander, Marauder, Highlander, Medusa is piloting. We have Picnic still in training. We're running Marvel still in training. I'm tempted to... No, we won't. We will leave Marvel in play. We will not cycle out for Archangel for this one. We've got 2 skilled pilots. And one of them is an assassin mech. Although, I really need to consider my options with this. I think I've got a... Well, we'll do one more round because we know this is working. I think I've got a modification that I can do with this. Because I've got that that heat exchanger that we might try and mess around, just mess around with. And I think a few other heating options we might be able to fit to this one. Start customizing this Marauder a little bit. But alright, we'll roll with this. Yeah, we'll roll with this. It doesn't cool off in the evening. Yeah, it cools off. It doesn't cool off to the state that people who don't live here would expect. It can still be 30 degrees in the evening, but it's a 30 degrees that's quite comfortable when the sun's down. The killer part of Australian summer is really when you hit that mid-40s section in the middle of the day. That's not pleasant. If you get smart, one of my dad's mates imported a shipping container of disposable lighters, 1 million of them, sold them for one rand profit each. Yeah, that's another thing you can do, flipping products. I've seen people that do that. There's a little bit more risk-reward in that kind of stuff, though. Purchasing in cheap stuff and then reselling it, reshipping it. You get pop-up, a lot of the pop-up stores you see, there might be a pop-up boutique store for something or other. A lot of the products that show up in those are exactly that. They've bought a shipping container's worth of really cheap something out of China, and then they've done a bit of a rebox on it at a very, very, very tight margins to rebox it, and then they sell it for a massive profit as something that's more exotic than it actually is. So yeah, a lot of those pop-up stores, that's what they are, and that's why they're pop-up, because they only have enough product, as much product as they were able to buy in their initial shipment, and that's all they've got. Not exactly what I would consider a reliable thing. I'm much more prone to, much more into the find something that you can do that nobody else wants to, and make that your business, and go out and do it, and make your own money. Sometimes you'll make a lot, sometimes it might not work, but at the very least, you probably, if you find any customers at all, you're going to be making more than you're going to be making when you're sitting on your ass doing nothing. But that's the underlying basic of it. Even if you don't make as much as you would on a full-time job, you'll be doing better than you would be otherwise. Alright, so we're looking for a single mech out there, possibly already damaged. Commander, I've got a heat signature in the area, and it is what I hoped. That is an Atlas. Good odds that's our target. Eyes on it and confirm. Good hunting, Commander. When you're ready to evac, Commander, we'll pick you up here. Oh, we are not evacing. I'm shooting this thing.
Signs of intelligent life.
Yes. Now, this is what I was after. This is what I was after. Just who else is going to show up? That's the question. But, yes, I want this.
Affirmative.
Picnic can take the side road.
Heading out.
Lord MFP, subscribe for 1 tier. Thank you very much, Lord. XO, were we expecting company? Because I'm tracking a leopard on radar. It's moving really fast. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. It's a Turian support lance for the Atlas. Sounds like trouble. Better give the commander the location of their LZ. I don't know what it is, but I'm betting they're not friendlies. Yeah, no, it'll be the Turians. Because of course it's the Turians. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Despite what you may think, they were completely expected. Come on, Atlas. Come down here. I need you to get within visual range so I can shoot you. There we go. That's right. Engage the Highlander that's got incredibly high armor. Probably more armor than you do. There we go. Now I can take Medusa, since you've already fired your shot. And we can round the corner.
On my way.
Precision strike. Oh, with shots like that, that's not going to work. And I've got no weapons on the Atlas that can actually get to him.
Need something,
All
Chief?
right. Picnic. Gonna have to set up for a disengage because next turn these mechs are going to land. I was kind of hoping we could have the Atlas down by the time they arrive, but that's
What now?
all right. Top of the building, and you don't have the precision strike capability. Or you don't have the accuracy, rather. Oh, no, we're not firing that. I'm going to brace. We're going to go for another shot on the head. I don't want to pop. New contact closing on your location. Looks like pirate markings. Yep. Bonuses for these. Alright, so what do we got here? We have 2 catapults and Shadowhawk.
Orders.
Yeah, not exactly anything that I'm particularly concerned with. Let's go for heads.
Locked on target. Solid connection on that one.
No hit. Dad was selling off stuff with a friend like that of his. Yep, he mainly sells small gloves, masks, and COVID testing kits. Oh yeah, Pete, there were millionaires made overselling the COVID masks. Get them cheaply made cloth masks out of China. Bring them here. Make a brand name for yourself in a nice store. I know businesses that did this. I kind of was studying them as an option to do it myself, but I sort of missed the boat. But bring the cheap masks in, the cloth masks, get the logo printed on just one side, so you know there's nice, like those black cloth masks with just a logo on one corner, that's part of the brand, then sell them off, and they made a killing. They could not buy enough masks. And yeah, made fortunes doing that. Once had a scrapping job like that, started at 5:30 in the morning, finished at 9. Yeah, look, I didn't mind those jobs. Working on the farm was a lot like that in general. Ever played Fallout 76? Fallout 76? No. I witnessed the the horror that was its launch, and I basically haven't gone back to have another look. Although I think it's on Game Pass now, so I should probably give it a look at some point again. I've played all the other Fallouts, of course, going all the way back to Fallout 1. Fallout 2 is still my favourite, but I've played and completed all of them. I do like the series, and I do like the setting. Alright, we want to get rid of the... well, looks like it's gonna have to be the Shadowhawk first up. Don't play many FPS games, do you? Oh, I play a few. Not as many as I used to. But I do play a few. Play a little Armor from time to time. And the Atlas just completely dumped the back of the Shadowhawk's head for some reason. I'm not sure why that happened.
Yes, Commander.
I'm not complaining that it wasn't me that got shot. I'm just not sure why I wasn't the one that got shot.
On it.
Now, I don't play as many first-person shooters as I did once, but I do still have a few installed. I've got Doom installed at the moment. I've got, as I said, always got Arma 3 floating around. I was playing Squad there for a little while, but I kind of sucked at it
I'm here.
really badly. Used to... My peak playing first-person shooters was probably somewhere around the Battlefield Bad Company, MechWarrior, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the first one. I used to play competitively back then, but that was many, many years ago now.
Okay.
Alright, let's go for the catapult, because I don't want to shoot the Atlas, because I'll one-shot the Atlas with anything at the moment that isn't the Marauder. There's actually a good chance I'll do that with the Marauder now. But I want to try and take its head. Only problem with the PPE-focused stuff is that with restrictions being lifted, the demand is dropping hugely. Yeah, it was a very short window that if you got onto it and clicked to it very early on,
Waiting for orders.
you could make a ridiculous amount of money, and a lot of people that did. But once the window was closed, it was closed. Another one was actually small entertainments. During the peak lockdowns here, and I actually had the opportunity to meet these guys once. There's a couple of young blokes, first-year university, so they're about 19, 20 maybe. Didn't ask them their exact age, but I had the opportunity to meet them at one point. And they clued on to the fact that everybody was going to be locked at home with nothing to do. So they started a novelty store where they basically got in those small little like mind puzzle games. You know, you get like the deck of cards that has to be sorted a certain way, or the block of wood that has to be taken apart and it can be assembled in 2 or 3 different ways, like the Rubik's Cube type stuff. Well, they got a whole bunch of those that were made dirt cheap in China, imported them all in, and then set up a boutique store marketing to basically just the capital cities in Australia. These little mind games for people to order in. And they made their first million in about 3 weeks. They're Australia's youngest, fastest millionaires. And yeah, they sold those for about 1.5 years and then pulled the pin on it when the lockdown started ending because people were out doing stuff. Just worked out there was going to be a shitload of people sitting at home with nothing to do. So, put something out there that they can do. And it worked. Please hit the head. Alright.
Down,
Mech destroyed.
We may have just got Atlas 2. If they let us recover it. Oh, we're not leaving the area. I'm killing every single other mech in the area. Why do you bother bringing the dropship down? You know I'm going to murder everything. I mean, it's a bunch of griffins and a catapult. I'm in an Atlas. I don't give a shit. I'm going to kill them. I would love it if the AI in this for your team was smart enough to work out, he's just going to murder everything like always, so just don't bother sending in the dropship. Just do a flyover and spot all the units for him and just tell him where they are. Speed up the kill process. I also like how they're not shooting Medusa for once here, which is nice. We don't need to save the Atlas anymore. Hang on, we have a C1 and a C4 catapult. That's interesting. blow the head off that one. Thank you. I'm curious on what that one is.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Hey.
We just attack.
Hope this is enough. Receiving you.
Oh, running close to overheat. So let's pull the LRMs out. That'll be fine. SRMs are actually really low as well. Let's pull the PBC. We'll actually drop heat. Just some medium lasers. Just crack open the structure. It's okay to suck at squad mags. Milsim is hard to get into in general, especially multiplayer. Yeah, well, there's a little bit of that, and just the thing with things like squad. I've got squad, postscriptum, and Hell Let Loose, and the problem with all of them is, well, like anything that's sort of in that semi-realistic competitive setup, you need to spend a bit of time to actually get good. To use the terrible Dark Souls term, but it takes practice, and I frankly don't have the time to invest anymore, and that's where my issue is. So I tend to like my first shooters outside of Armor, which, you know, I've got a pretty good lid on. I've been playing it for a while. Occasionally got to remember the keys for it, you know, how to flip between my different scopes or the rest, but usually once I'm into it, I'm into it. But and also Armor. I love flying the helicopters if I get the opportunity to, whenever I get the opportunity to.
Good to go.
But, yeah, outside of Armor, I just... yeah, don't have the time to practice, and so I tend not to be particularly good at it. And you got to play a lot of them too. Because a big part about being good in a first-person shooter, any of those first-person shooters that have dedicated small-scale maps, is remembering the map, knowing the map layout, knowing where your options are on the map. And I don't play them enough to remember them all.
Engaging physical attack.
I mean, I can still remember the map layouts from COD Modern Warfare when I used to play it competitively. I remember every sniper position I used to use. I remember all the ambush points, the best places to drop the claymores. I remember most of the maps from Battlefield Bad Company 2, from when I used to do exactly the same thing. But once you learn them, you learn them. I just don't have the time to learn them anymore. Hey, Devil Risen, how's it going? Also, where's Dead Meat on his birthday? I think he's doing family stuff. When we were pinging him in lounge before, it was bothering him. And I haven't heard from him since, so I think he's spending time with the missus and the kidlets, which is, yeah, it's his birthday, it's fair enough. Internet and computer gaming things are never going anywhere, they're always available, so I'm sure we'll do something on the weekend. Drive some trucks, fly some planes, something.
Receiving you.
Alright. Free headshot on the Griffin, maybe? Maybe. Or we'll accidentally, you know, kill it. We'll see. CT destroyed. Ah, we killed it. Oh well, no matter.
One less target.
Reporting heavy.
You say get good. I hear wait travel 20 minutes straight into an ambush. Yeah, that happens. Speaking of helos, did you pick up the Apache? No, I haven't. I haven't really had the money to. Any free money I had to spend on the weekend. that down in Melbourne that we had, as I said, we had some family stuff to do, and then while we were down there, because the kids were going to have to take a day off school anyway, we took the opportunity to actually do a few family things. So it's sort of chewed up all of my free income. So no Apache for me yet. Reasonably interested. Looks like it's been done pretty well, but
Enemy mech destroyed.
well, that was impressive. That was much more impressive than I was expecting it to be. All targets eliminated. Sit tight. Collect from where you are now.
Mission
Okay,
successful.
cool. No Discord. There is one. Let me pick up a link. Looks like Mag did goofed. You're posting the Discord link. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, there should have been one down below. There should be a Discord and a Gilded link down there. Gilded being the Discord alternative that I'm on as well, just in case Discord ever decides to go tits up, which it has a couple of times. Still working on getting that one all set up. Alright, so no kills for Marvel, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice to get some more XP in there, although we got 4,000 across the board regardless. So that is 2-2 and done, and the important one, we did a 7D Atlas. Thank you very much. We got 2 parts for a K4. What is the C1? C1's the standard build. C4. All catapult variants are fundamentally artillery platforms, yes. The C4 is optimized for mass LRM fire. That optimization costed in flexibility compared to the original C1, lacking the C1's medium lasers. The C4 is usually kept at long range as possible. Okay, so it's only missiles. They've stripped all... No, hang on. 4-2. Okay, it's a hard point change. Actually, that's a really nice hard point change. The C1, 0 ballistic, 4 energy weapons, 2 missile hardpoints, 2 small hardpoints. C4 only has 2 energy hardpoints, but it's got 4 missile hardpoints, which means theoretically, if you could strip enough weight out of it to do it, you could mount 4 LRM-20s on this. You could definitely mount 4 LRM-15s. That's actually a really good build. That would be wicked if you could get your hands on it earlier in the game. Just the sheer volume of fuck you could put down range on that when 65 tons is your optimal weight class. Like, Jesus. Gilded, yeah, didn't see the Discord link. Okay, I'll have to look into that. How is Gilded working? Gilded's a great platform. Arguably, in some areas, it's better than Discord. There are a lot of aspects about it that I really like. The problem is I've already got a community that's on Discord, and moving a community from Discord to a new platform is not something that's easy to do. So I've just opened up the platform and it's there. But Gilded's got some really nice features for dividing games up. It's got inbuilt features for running in-house tournaments amongst your own community and actually having scoreboards and that all built in. The Gilded server that I've set up at the moment, I've even got, it's got sections where you can have a forum, like style post setup for, for various games as a way of storing information that can be easily accessed. So like tutorial information or so on. At the moment, I've got, the first post I've got on the forum section for DCS on Gilded, I'm actually starting to list all of the aircraft mods for DCS. I've got the F-117 Nighthawk that's listed up there at the moment, which I haven't even tested myself to fly on channel yet, but it's got the F-117 Nighthawk, and I'm going to slowly rack up and essentially keep a reference to all of the current updated files for all of the DCS mods that you can just access inside of the Discord program. It's actually really cool. Well, looks like I'm in the waiting room. Yeah, if you're in Discord, just follow the instructions. It's pretty straightforward, just read it. It's basically a way of making sure you read the rules and accept. I like Gilded better than Discord from Somerset. Yeah, Yeah, I'd go that far. I'd go that far. There is a lot of things I like about Gilded. Just trying to get people on Gilded is the issue. A lot of people don't want to change platforms because they're in multiple communities on Discord. Yeah, I get it. But if only it had been released sooner. If only it had been released sooner. Well, we have an Atlas to set up now.
Ready to fight, Commander.
Do you like LRMs? I love LRMs. Unfortunately, the C4 is a little long in the tooth, but it is nice to actually work out what it is.
It's cleared for fighting.
This, on the other hand... Oh yeah, that's getting set up. Mech Bay. Mech Bay. Catapult, you can go into storage. Thank you very much. Now you. Because one Atlas is never enough. What are we going to do with the... I actually want the same build I've got on this one. Actually, maybe we will leave the LRMs on it. We might just leave this one... We might leave this one semi-stock. Let's refit it. Let's refit it. Alright, so the AC-20 ammunition needs to get down in the legs, as does all that LRM and SRM ammo. What the hell? Don't want it in the torsos. That is suicide. Get all of the heat sinks internal, so they're not going to get shot off on the arms. Right, now we need... Pull the LRM-20. We're going to downsize to a double plus LRM-15. That opens us up a couple of tons. And... max that one. Max that one. Arms are already maxed out. A little bit extra we can max out in the legs. .95 in the rear, so she's armoured front and back at 100 tons, and equipment... Yep, let's jam the cockpit mod in. Just a +1 injury resist. It's not a particularly big cockpit, but we can go with that. Alright, so we lose 5 missiles on our LRM volleys. Everything else is the same, but we've maxed out the armour. So, it's durable. And all the ammo's down in the legs, where it's not going to blow the torso up right next to a fission reactor and kill the mech, which is good. I can go with that for a start. Atlases are really easy to configure that way. We'll mess around with that one a little bit more later. I'm pretty happy with that, starting off with another Atlas. Alright, so, I like Mildred much better. Instructions are in the rules channel. Microsoft would have bought it instead. Microsoft still might buy Discord yet. Don't rule them off. Usually when I've read the rules once, I've read them in every other Discord. It's a side effect of our old entry, and well, they're written up a little bit more amusing than most, I think. Yeah, it's basically the only way to work out how to enter the server is you have to read the rules, because the instructions on how to enter the server and exit the raiding room are written into the rules. Which means when you fuck up on the server, there is absolutely no way you can turn around and tell anybody, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was in the rules." That's the reason. It removes all options of plausible deniability from you. Yeah, usually don't be a dickhead unless you're joking. Ticks off most of the boxes. Yeah, this is it, but still, this is why we do it. If you don't read them, you'll know what to do next. Yep, that's basically how it works. Tag join Vox and Discord. Just got the Epic Archive in COTW. Epic Archive in COTW. Call of the Wild? I'm not sure. Oh, Epic Achievement. Oh, okay. Yes, Mags. Read. Took me a while to find that understood part. Yep. Yeah, no, that's all it's all about. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Well, we have 4 days to have another Atlas up and running, which is always a good thing. Contracts. We've basically got no repairs and no damage to do. Everything else was perfect. That mission was excellent. Took too many rounds to actually kill the Atlas. That was the only thing that went wrong. Patrol a moderately dangerous region of the planet. We've done our best to dissuade her, but she's intent to show the people she's willing to take risks on their behalf. Yeah, stupid leader, but brave leader. Rather than letting her stumble around in her family's ancestral griffin. Oh, she's in a griffin. No. It's just asking, please make me a target. Drop interception. Battle. Desert. 11 days. We have detected an inbound dropship belonging to a local pirate organization. Our local defense forces in the expected drop area are ill-equipped to handle the Lancer mechs, but with your aid we can ensure minimal damage. Pirates wouldn't send a dropship if they didn't mean business. We take this job, we should stay alert down there. It's only a battle. It's in the desert. There's nothing particularly interesting. Alright, we might jump off. We have got the next mission that we could do, but I do want to have a look at one more place. So, star map. We are going to see if we can jump into Turian space, because this has a Comstar presence, and Comstar can have lost tech. Apparently it's also under a plague quarantine, so apparently the Koof is still floating around in, well, 3025.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Let's go and see what we can find there.
Engines prime. All hands prepare for transition to thrust gravity. All hands, make ready for docking maneuvers.
That work order you submitted is complete.
Well, on the scale of Golem to Unfallen. Having a bit of rough time today, Tal. Well, we'll get some rounds done on this, and then I'll probably jump off, and we might do some warships or something. We'll see. Yeah, Tal is full of references. All right, let's continue through. See, I told you I had a little bit of fun when I was writing those rules, XZ.
Undocked from junction. We're clear.
It's also pretty to the point.
Financials whenever you are.
Alright, melee in the mech bay. Okay, you're speaking to Yang in the mech bay when the yelling starts. Across the bay, a pair of your mech warriors face off in front of a battle mech. You get there just as Medusa pulls back to throw a punch at Unruly. Oh, god damn it. Order Medusa to stand down, wait to see how it resolves. Argo, training modules, send them to settle things in the simulators. Hey, there's the option. You raise your voice, but both mech warriors turn to you, Medusa's fists relaxing. If you mech warriors have a dispute, go settle it in the battle pods. Frankly, you both need the practice. The mech warriors grumble and wander off. You hear later from Yang that the sim battle between Medusa and Unruly drew a huge crowd. Those warriors both treated their sim like a real war boss, and by the end of it, I think they kind of forgot what they were fighting about. Medusa gains 100 experience, Unruly gains 100 experience. Hey, there's a good option. Frankly, I think that's a great idea.
Arrived at our destination, Commander.
Too bad I see a meme section in your Discord. Yep, Halls of Heresy. Some of the names are... I've had a little fun with the names as well. So you got... I'll pop it up here for a second before we have a look through. Brief description of my Discord, which for some reason is closed down. Why was that closed on my end? Alright, so... most of them should be obvious and pretty straightforward. Lounge is your general talking. Off-topic is your secondary channel. Creative Corner is where if you happen to be artistic or into painting models, doing anything creative, throw stuff in there. Adaptus Mechanicus is the discussion of any real-world tech channel. Obviously 40k named. Grimdark is the Warhammer 40k main discussion channel. Handshot First is the Star Wars channel, because of course it is. Weeaboo Degeneracy. If you're a weeb, that channel's made for you. Halls of Heresy is the meme channel. Out of Context Hall of Fame. If you screw up and type something really stupid in chat and don't think about your phrasing, you will wind up in there. And for the Russia-Ukraine stuff, to keep it isolated at the moment, there is actually a channel with its own meme section related to just the Ukraine stuff. So, that's the breakdown of my channel. Alright. And then, that's just because the Ukraine stuff, it needs to be kind of isolated. Now, I don't think... yeah, we have no store access here, which does not surprise me in the slightest. Contracts. What do we have here? I just mainly want to see if there is anything. There is, and they're all restricted access. Wow. Look at those skull ratings. I can't even see what they are. Data piracy. Capture base. I'm not even sure how to get Federated Suns rep. I haven't ran into a bunch of Federated Suns missions anywhere. Ever. God, the salvage rate's 523. We've been monitoring communications traffic on Brinton and discerned a pattern. There's a well-defended Turian base we suspect of being a secure data storage facility. We'd like your team to land, capture the base, and then complete the image it contains to their databases. Once Turian forces realize what we're doing, they'll launch a counter-offensive, so we'll need you to stay in field until the download is complete. It's a lot of reputation, but it's a base capture mission. They suck. Well, let's go to Panzyr. Let's do the priority mission. We'll see what pops up from there. Proceed to Panzyr and protect the people from the Turians. Intel suggests that a balanced lance composition with both high durability damage dealers, high maneuverability scouts would do well on this drop. Further details. So you mean just Atlases? Just all the Atlases. I can do that. I can do that. That is within my power.
By your command.
Well, it said high damage, but scouts. Well, Steiner Scout Lance. Unfortunately, I've only got half of one at the moment, but yeah, it could be worse. All the Atlases is always the right tactic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is always the right tactic. Oh, looks like we're going to have a... No, we're jumping again. Multi-jump. And looks like we're in system. little jumping around, little spending a bit of too much time with the financial reports, but it's fine. We've got plenty of cash floating around. Brumble Seed, the Argo's command deck begins shaking again. I can't stand this anymore, Smart says. It has been happening every 2.5 hours like clockwork, and makes me want to break something. Every 2.4 hours to be precise. Dr. Murad's tone is infuriatingly reasonable, and only while the Argo is under thrust. Samaya flashes you an exasperated look. Why can't we get this fixed? After 17 seconds, the shaking stops, right on schedule. Tell everyone to live with it. Ask Dr. Murad to try it again. 100,000. Argo structural reinforcement. Finally recalibrate the rotation controllers. Yeah, I'll throw some money at the problem. The morning briefing begins on a high note. Dr. Murad, I believe you finally have some good news for me. With a grin of satisfaction, she agrees. Yes, I've been waiting for the final structural reinforcement work to be done before recalibrating the rotation controllers. With your go-ahead, I can take care of it today. 90 minutes later, Dr. Murad calls from engineering. I've restarted the pod rotation controller. That will quell the problem indefinitely. And there's no risk of damage, you ask her. No risk, she says, but I can finally feel like I'm getting to know this old bird, quirks and all. Morale increased by 1, you lose 100,000. 100,000, meh.
Now entering synchronous orbit.
Arrived at Panzyr, Commander, ready to proceed with our current contract. Not yet. We're going to have a quick look around first. What have we got? Some stalkers, arm mods, leg mods. Yeah, nothing too impressive there. Alright, everything else is in order. Now the one thing that I wanted to do before we actually do this, let's have a look. I might cancel this modification yet. I just want to have a look. Equipment. Alright, so we've got a double plus heat bank. So what the heat banks do, rather than the difference from heat sinks, is they don't actually cool the mech off. They increase the amount of heat the mech is actually can actually take. So it's plus 30% heat plus 15 to the overheat threshold. So they allow you to essentially take on more heat before the mech goes critical. This thing tends to run really hot. Really hot. So I'm contemplating it's 6 slots, but it's only 1 ton. Do I pull a heat sink? Some of our armor here is really low as well. Wasn't able to max it. Might pull. Yeah, we're not going to have the Meads. We're usually reliant on the PPCs anyway, although this is dropping our risk to three weapons with no backups, so this is a little risky. We'll hit the heat bank, and then we'll use the remaining ton to up our armor. If we're going to put it into any side. Yeah, up our armor. Didn't really want to do that until I had a spare double heatsink that I could use, but we will go with it for the moment. Now, we've got a double plus laser in. What do we have? Energy weapons? No, nothing. Nothing special in the PPCs. Ah, well, that's alright. We'll go with that. It's 2 days. Relatively cheap. But it'll be interesting to see if that lets us get a little bit more aggressive with the heat in this.
Got a new financial report for you, Commander.
Alright, 771, 750, current funds 920. Yeah, that's alright, we don't need to worry about that. And that is time passed. Okay. Let's launch our contract. Now, this is a main mission, although, no it is. It is a mainline mission, but it's only... Actually, no, we better not mess around with this one. No, rotate that Highlander out. Actually going to put the Marauder down the end, Picnic out. Medusa can keep piloting the Marauder. And where is... There is the Atlas 2. I'm going to have to name these so I know which ones I've modified. Alright, so we want Archangel in the second Atlas. And because I don't have any other plus 10 builds, we're going to put we'll put Decker in the Highlander. Alright. We could go with 2 King Crabs, but I really want to modify that second one, and we need more parts before I can do it. Yeah, no, we'll go with this. Do I really want to take? Yeah, we'll take the Marauder along for popping heads again. We'll take the Marauder along. It can be our scout mech. What the hell are you discussing in my chat? Jesus Christ. Yeah, leave you guys alone for 5 minutes. The Hobbits still exist, we just aren't allowed to call them that anymore. Pretty sure there was one in my old school, short, stout, very... God, fucking hell. Oh, don't be sorry. It's funny as shit. Keep going. I don't care.
Command interface
Just not the
initiated.
conversation I was expecting to see pop up in chat. That's all. Kamina. Well, actually, if she's here at the moment, we have 3 Atlases on the ground. Party in a desperate shape, Commander. Famine is a fact of life here. The Taurians have targeted the spaceport and we've been using it to deliver emergency supplies. As we speak, the Taurians have several waves of APCs complete with battle mech escorts en route to the spaceports and command centers. If they succeed in taking it, they'll lock down the supply ships and the people of Panzyr will starve. The spaceport's turrets are down. House Dominici is in no position to repel the attack of this magnitude. It's on us to stop them. You will defend the spaceport against the Turians and prevent their troop transports from reaching the command center. They'll likely send a detachment for our wounded as well, Commander. If you can spare a mech or 2, please consider sending them to protect our barracks. We've suffered many casualties trying to defend us. Yep, that's not a problem. We can sort this out. Taurians have been hitting us hard. The second is nearly gone, but I do still have a few non-combatant personnel left under my command, and we'll do what we can to defend the restoration. If you can stop all of the Taurian APCs from reaching the command center, my people will get the spaceport turrets up and running for you. Yeah, okay.
Stop those transports, Commander. You're the only one who can.
Alright, so there's the command center. APCs, destroy all attackers. And so up here is the hospital complex. So we will send...
Await your command. Yes, Commander.
Send Decker for a start.
Sensors have something.
We will leave Archangel and Hunter down here. Medusa can roam with Decker. because they're a little bit more mobile. I'm surprised it didn't click how fucking weird we are by default, mate. I know you're weird. I just wasn't expecting that conversation to pop up in chat. I'm sorry, when I'm discussing building battle mechs and being happy about having an Atlas and so on and so forth, and I look over and the chat line I see is, yeah, well, incest's a bitch. It kind of throws me for a second. Not exactly related. Pumtish, I think. The Taurians have just dropped a transport full of commandos. They're going to make it to our barracks of injured soldiers. No good dead. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's right. We're heading that way. We're heading that way. Relax. There's 2 Atlases sitting on the ground waiting for defense. And that poor 35-ton mech is about to have a really bad day. True, we aren't talking about some fictional characters like Santa Claus. Hey, you're not. Yeah, no. Nah, not fictional. First time chat from viewer. So you think you'll ever play Mech Commander? I have played both. Will I play it again? Yeah, probably, considering I've got Mech Commander, the first one, Mech Commander Gold, the community modded, upgraded, enhanced version, running on the computer at the moment. I'm just trying to decide how I'm going to actually play it, because it allows you to play in modern resolutions, but it scales all of the artwork to what it would have been originally, so it's entirely possible on my monitor to have an entire Mech Commander map on the screen at the same time, because it's used to being played at 640 by 480, I think, or 800 by 600, I think, were the 2 window sizes. My monitor's 3440 by 1440, so I can fit the entire map on the screen at once, and the Timberwolf is about fucking 10 pixels high.
Receiving you.
So, yeah, I've got to work out how to play that one. But it's installed on and it's functioning. I've got that one working. That is one that I have gotten running.
On my way.
Alright, we got the APC. It'd be interesting just to take a shot. And we'll just... Actually, we can't take a shot. We can't actually target it at the moment. Okay, that's interesting. I'm sure some of the Battletech noble houses are somewhat inbred. Surprisingly... Well, there is... who is it? There is one in particular where, yes, there is. The others, surprisingly, not so much. There's a lot of cross-faction negotiations done. Basically, organized marriages between different various great houses in order to secure certain resources, mechs, and ceasefires between the great houses.
Waiting for orders.
So yeah, surprisingly, not so much outside of a couple. There are a couple. I can't remember the names all off the top of my head at the moment, because it's a couple of the minor houses are really fucked up. God, what is it again? I can't remember the name of the minor house, but they're into slavery, mutilation, and a whole bunch of other degenerate bullshit. It's yeah, kill on sight is fine for them. We're saving railgun shots here.
Locked on target.
Should get rid of the Sleipnir. Thank you.
Reporting. Enemy vehicle eliminated.
Love Mech Commander so much. It was a fun game. It absolutely was. One of the best ones. And it's one of the only Mech Warrior games that has infantry in it. Because you can walk your mechs around and actually stand on the infantry and they go underneath your mech and leave a little blood spatter pixel on the bottom. And if you don't, they will fire SRMs at you at close range. It's great. Mech Commander really needs a remake. I've been subbed to your YouTube channel for years now. Wow, thank you very much, mate. Sorry there's not so many videos going on it these days, but I'm finding myself with less and less time. Though I'm doing what I can. Got the new Cold Waters out today. Would they restart to the new to the new updated version of the mod. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we can sink the entirety of the Russian fleet. I'm hoping we can, because that would just be funny. Yeah, let's Alpha Strike the Commando and see what happens. Only 40% chance to hit. We're either going to do damage or we won't.
Engaging target.
I think we hit. I'm pretty sure that hit. I'm pretty sure that Commando is feeling really sorry about walking around that corner towards an Atlas now.
Ready for orders.
Okay, well. These guys are dropping in from everywhere. Okay. Well, we won't worry about wasting autocannon shots.
Confirmed.
I'm actually amazed that didn't pop it. I only saw you on recommended channels and was presently surprised you stream too. Yeah, I've the streaming is more of a recent thing. I've had the channel for years, but it's only been recently I've been able to, really probably the last 6 months, I've been able to reliably stream. And still I've got to be a little picky about what games I stream. Although it does seem to be getting better. It's still a case of I stream later at night, I have a better connection and I can play stuff that's more advanced. Yeah, I might do some DCS or something at some point if it wants to play nice. Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't play nice, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be flying a lot of that. Canopus? Yeah, actually, yes, I think it is Canopus.
Commander.
I think. I have to go back and read to be sure, but I think that might be the one. Dark Elder of Battletech sounds like. Yeah, pretty much. They do shit like they might have. Okay, so you know how there's some weird weebs, some real fucking weird weebs that are into like cat girls and shit. These guys are into the same kind of thing, but just being into drawings isn't enough. No, they'll actually get slaves and graft cat ears and tails onto them surgically, so that they can have them. Alright, they're just degenerate weirdos that you can quite happily kill in the Battletech universe all day long and not have to worry about it. Yep, that's Canopus, yep. Yeah, just... All the other factions, you know, everybody's an arsehole, but everybody also has a little bit of an upside, and then you come to these guys and it's like, no, just kill them. Bring the flamer, the heavy flamer. Alright, we have a Marauder, so why don't we do what Marauders do? And I want to see exactly... Look at the heat load. Hang on, I'm gonna see if we can we... Just drop this out for a second. Let's get over some... So you can see it. Look how long with this modification is, this heat load, the heat bar is now. Holy shit. Why didn't we do this modification sooner? We need bigger PPCs and bigger lasers. That's what we need. On this planet at the moment doing this, we can precision strike with all weapons 8 times before we even hit the overload threshold.
I copy. Hostile removed.
Not gonna lie, your Cold Waters videos help me sleep. Some people have said that. ASMR Max. I don't know why, but some people have said that. Some people enjoy them for the tactics. Some people just sleep listening to them. As long as people are enjoying them, I don't really care how people enjoy them, to be honest.
I can't take much more of this.
Mags, is that the total of the Northern Red Banner Fleet plus Baltic Banner Fleet, or those plus Black Sea Banner Fleet, or Pacific Rim? Waiting for the last lot to turn up may take a while. I'm not entirely sure. If it's correct, and one of the developers for the mod did say that this is the case, essentially what they've done is they've looked at, and I need clarification, and I'm waiting for it. I don't think it's going to apply to every submarine type, but things where there are submarines where there were particularly small numbers, like the Alpha, which only I think there was only 6, Typhoon, where there was only about 6 or 8, Oscars, where there was I think only 3 in total were actually built, of 2 different variants. Things where they had really restrictive numbers, they've got counts. They're meant to have counts for those in the mod. So as you sync them, once you've sunk the number that are supposed to exist, these will never show up again. And so you can slowly start stripping away all of the special submarines that they've got. And I think it might be the case with surface ships as well. I've still got to find out the details. The mod is still in beta, so it might only apply to some stuff. It may not have been applied over all versions. It might be specifically just for 1 or 2 submarine types. But just the fact that you can do that, I want to test that. Which is also why under the video description and the comment that I've got pinned at the top of that video, if you open them up, I've got a kill count. And I'm going to keep a kill count of every single submarine that I kill by type and number for the entirety of the campaign. So there's a reference card that anybody can check against the real numbers and work out, whether or not it's working, whether or not it's right, and all that kind of good stuff. Because I think it's a cool idea. Like just being able to completely defang the Russian fleet. Rather than sinking the 27th Alpha class across the campaign, just being able to completely ruin them is a fantastic idea. Ooh, that Wolverine didn't take that particularly well. Which submarine was that could outrun NATO and American torpedoes? The Alpha class. It can't outrun them, but it runs fast enough to cause problems. The torpedoes, Mark 48s, can run at about 50 to 55 knots at maximum speed. Yep, we have to get that transport. So they run at about 50 to 55 knots. The Alpha can do 41 to 42. So if it detects a torpedo early, turns away, and then just piss bolts directly away from the torpedo, if you haven't got the torpedo close enough, it's entirely possible you'll run it out of cable and run it out of fuel, and the torpedo will just not hit the target. Alphas are kind of amazingly good fun to actually play for this reason. You sneaky shit, how did you get in there behind? Oh, that's the one I hit before and it survived. God, that made a massive move.
Onward.
Come on, Archangel, spin it around. Alright. This time, don't let it survive.
Punching all the buttons.
Thank you.
I have become death.
They had 60, yeah. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers. I think it may have been like 6. It could have been somewhere around 3. There wasn't many. There was under 10 of some of these specialty submarines that they built at their peak. So I'm not a memory bank for the exact numbers for them, but there wasn't many of them. So hopefully we can find them all and sync them. It would be nice. It would be funny as hell. I'm actually a little curious if that covers all of the ballistic missile submarines as well. What happens if you manage to find and sink all of the Russian ballistic missile submarines before the final mission? Because the final mission in a Cold Waters campaign is always to sink the last ballistic missile submarine.
Engaging target.
So if you've killed them all before you get to that stage in the campaign, what happens?
Enemy mech destroyed.
There were 6, most were scrapped now, you're right. Yeah, I thought it was somewhere around the 6. And yeah, I think there's only 1 or 2 still in service now. The rest of them have been pulled down.
Keep
The reactors
pushing
have hit
them
their
back.
lifespans
Show the
and
Taurians that we
they're
will never stop
pretty
fighting.
knackered. Yeah, I think there's, only 1 or 2 still functional. Which is kind of a shame. Like, yeah, I know they're horrific weapons of war, but they're also really cool. Like, those things are friggin' monstrous, and they're really good-looking submarines, too. Like, they're the joke from The Hunt for Red October, but it is a joke that is quite correct, is that they're the size of a World War II aircraft carrier. And it's a submarine. Like, Jesus.
Coordinates received.
Yeah, no, we will do another precision strike, because we have all the resolve in the world.
Locking in. All weapon systems.
And another one bites the dust.
That's a kill. Watch my 6.
Oh, we're getting shots on the Marauder from across. That is a lot of missiles. Yeah, we need to do something about that.
My internals are taking
What is Urasu used for submarines anyways? Probably not Sierras anymore. No, I'm pretty sure it's still the Sierras. Sierras are still in service. They've got the they've got their Seawolf equivalent, which I keep forgetting the name of. They've got the Sierras, and they've still got some of their old Victors and stuff are still in service as well.
Good to go.
And Russia does tend to keep some older equipment. The Alphas are all gone now. The last Alpha was decommissioned a little while ago. So the Alphas are all done, because they all hit their reactor lifespans.
Acknowledged.
The for those who are unaware, the Alphas actually have a really unique reactor in them. They don't use water for coolant on the reactor. They actually use liquid lead. The downside of the upside of the liquid lead reactor is that the coolant for the reactor, well, it's a salt lead reactor or something. I can't remember the exact mix for it. But regardless, the upside of it is the coolant for the reactor actually also acts as a type of radiation shielding, which is really interesting, using a liquid metal coolant that can hold radiation. And it has some other interesting side effects as well, in regards to keeping the pipe sealed and self-sealing itself in certain ways, which is, again, really cool. The downside of them is that they can only be used once. The reactors get fueled up, then they have liquid lead poured into actually the liquid lead coolant poured in order to start cooling the reactor. And once that happens, they can never be refueled again. Because to refuel a reactor, you have to shut it down, and the second you shut it down, the heat from the reactor stops, which means the lead solidifies and the entire system turns solid. So the only way to replace or to refuel an Alpha class submarine is actually to cut it in half, rip the entire reactor and cooling system out, and put in an entirely new one, which is more expensive than the submarine is. So they last the length of the fuel rods that were put into them when they're constructed, which is, I think it was 15 or 20 years. And when they fueled out, that was it. They scrapped them. The reactor was much more compact. Yes, it is much smaller and had some really other interesting things about it. The way it functioned as well. It was just a really cool idea. But it has a downside of it. It basically destroys itself. It can only be fueled once, and once it's running, it will destroy itself. So that's, yeah, it's a one bang deal. It is worth looking into some of the stuff that the Soviets did with submarines. While in other areas there were a lot of things that they were lacking in, their submarine technology was actually kind of incredible in a lot of ways. There was a lot of things that are even more advanced than the United States on. Maintenance not being one of them. They built really interesting submarines. Keeping them bolted together afterwards, not so much. Alright, so we got 2 more coming in. Somebody's moving about. Where are you coming from? Alright, we have a lot of contacts from over this way. Alright. Alright, well I think we'll just stomp on that one. This is going to be this is going to be Archangel's job in this Atlas, I think. Just standing on things.
I'm here.
Just...
I'm going.
That should be just a kill.
Biff. Bam. Boom.
Nice.
Reporting 1 less vehicle.
You know, build a top-notch weapon, can't maintain it in a nutshell. Yeah, Soviet military in a nutshell. Yeah, pretty much. I like, if you read some of the histories of some of the like sonar operators and stuff during the Cold War, it wasn't just that they didn't maintain them. They maintained them so poorly in some cases that after ghosting the submarines for a while, because they could... You know, when they first come out, they're actually really quiet. Soviet submarines were incredibly quiet for their time. But then they just got progressively noisier and noisier. But because it was a maintenance issue, not all of the submarines generated the same noises. So once they ghosted them for a little bit and started getting images of them on the surface, why they had been ghosting them, they started to work out not only what submarines they were, like by type, which is, you know, what you're supposed to do when you're mapping out the sounds that submarines make. You know, working out what combination of noises constitutes a particular class. But they could begin working out what specific submarine it was by essentially its name and number. They could work out exactly what one it was, because it would be something like, you know, the Alpha, you know, whatever, whichever Alpha class. When it's running on its secondary screws, it has a whine in its right engine or something along those lines, and they could identify it off these little sounds to work out not only what submarine it was by class, but the specific submarine it was, and actually map how they were being deployed and being moved around the ocean. It's like when the enemy is getting that much information because you can't be bothered doing a grease and oil change, you really need to consider your priorities.
Engaging target.
Those transports cannot be allowed to take this spaceport. Whatever it takes, we must push them back.
That was a really bad shot. I mean, I'm not complaining, you're the enemy, but that was a really, really bad shot. Alright, so let's get...
Copy that.
Marauder back into position. We got a Trebuchet, the Panther, Strike PPC carrier. We really need to deal with that, but I'm going to go for the Trebuchet first. These fucking Marauders too much.
1 less target.
Oh, Commando, stay down. Stay down. Don't get up.
Yes, Commander.
Well, that's all she wrote with the commando.
Target eliminated.
I can't see.
Mission failed.
Oh, wait, what? How? Are you telling me one of those APCs that just got dropped in was able to run the entire difference from the entire distance from the spawn point they started at to the base, causing the loss of the mission before I could actually have a turn to shoot them? Because Mags never got to have a shot to actually take those out. That is a bit of bullshit. That is a bit of bullshit. Yeah, that time I'm not fucking impressed. Yeah, retry.
Command interface.
It's a story mission. I don't really have a choice. It has to be completed in order to move on. That was crap. I suppose that would make sense. I'll skip through all this crap. Because we had the one here that spawned in
Stop those transports, Commander.
here.
You're the only one who can.
I tried to kill it. Wasn't able to kill it in one turn. And the next turn, it was there. They had two that spawned in here, so they could probably make the run to the top of the circle in one shot. So when they spawn in, they can actually end the match in one turn. If you do not kill them the second they spawn in, if you do not have mechs that are on cycle when they spawn, you can fail. That's shit design. That is terrible. I don't like that at all. Alright. Archangel to there.
Sensors have something.
And Decker can go up to there. And Medusa back to where we were. Because that was... The positioning there was right. That was just shit. Dead. Please, Commander, stop them if you can. Chat from viewer. They were dropped in behind you. Yeah, I suppose there is probably a spot back there where they could have got dropped in as well. But if they did, that was kind of shit as well. If they've dropped in back here, where you've got no sensors aiming. Yeah. Alright, now. Can I get into a position where I can get a... Nope. Alright, we'll take a shot from here at the first one. And we'll start trying to kill them as fast as we possibly can.
Firing. All weapons.
Alright, first one down.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
$55-tonner.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's get Decker
Jumping.
over here. We can jump a little further than we can walk. Get a Gauze rifle on this Wolverine.
Affirmative.
Maybe. Yes, we can. Heatsink destroyed and some missiles in just to rip it open and give it a Nice welcome to the fight.
Scored a critical hit.
Ah, through here. Okay. Okay. Right, that'll be close enough with the Atlas, and that'll go for the Commando. This time I'm not going to spare the AC-20 on the opening salvo against the APC.
Engaging target.
Unfortunately, that did not go quite as well as the first round did.
Yes, Commander.
Get into a nice optimal.
Let's see how you like this.
There we go. Gotta make sure it's out of play. So 2 APCs down.
Make that one less vehicle.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Alright, so that's probably one of the APCs as well.
Damage minimal.
PPC, that'll be the Panther.
Yep.
Alright, so we got to clear these ones as fast as we possibly
Coordinates
can.
received.
So we got the Jenner, got a Commando, and we got that Wolverine, and they've all got to be knocked down as fast as possible. So we go with the Jenner first. Triple shot to the head. Not enough to kill it.
Oh yeah.
Please, RNG, don't mess me up. I was going so well last time. Yeah, Wolverine's got to go.
Losing lots of armor. Waiting for orders.
Alright. Can move Decker back just a
On my way.
smidge. And we will pop a precision shot as well. We'll go for headshot on the Wolverine.
Affirmative.
No luck. Vehicle around the rear. Okay, that might have been the one there. Right, maybe it wasn't those ones. That's alright, we've got a turn or two to deal with that. Alright, let's deal with the mech issue first.
Blocking here.
Alright, so Trebuchet got to go down first.
Confirmed.
And it doesn't help when we miss with the AC-20. Make a move for the trees, just so we get a little bit of the cover bonus for one turn, and get our stability sorted out.
Engaging target.
That's better. Trebuchet is out of play.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Another one to the
Keep
rear.
pushing them back. Show the Taurians that we will never stop fighting.
Alright. Best way to do this, we can actually move the Marauder, I think will be the mech to move. PPC, that's the Panther staying back.
Waiting
Right,
for orders.
Medusa.
Move order received.
Run through, and we'll pop this APC.
Affirmative.
And find out what the hell came out of that dropship over here.
Vehicle down.
Just going to make sure they don't focus down
Systems
the
holding.
focus down any key parts
Orders?
of the down to 68 armor. Everything else is fine. Yeah, we just lost about half the armor, or a little more than half the armor on the arms. So that's, we just got to watch that.
Confirmed.
Wolverine is still... no, we don't need to waste the precision strike on that. We'll just go for an auto attack on the Jenna. We do not have multi-targeting, unfortunately. It's with the weapons. We'll keep the Gauze rifle out for a turn. This should be a killing hit regardless.
Got it.
Surprisingly, no.
Think I hit something good.
Thought that would have caught it out. It's unfortunate. Alright, looks like we got another APC, and that's all the dropship was dropping off. Arsehole.
I'm gonna need a medic.
Medusa's going to spend a little time in hospital,
I'm
but
here.
that's alright. Probably about there.
Affirmative. I have become death.
And we got a 60-ton coming in. We'll step forward with Hunter and start engaging these two mechs. And Archangel can back off in the next turn.
Engaging target.
How do you miss with that autocannon? Okay, CT destroyed. Alright, that doesn't matter.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Still a waste of ammunition, though. So in this game, can you build your mech in many different ways? Yes, you each frame has a certain restriction on exactly what weapons it can hold, but you can change the loadout as you see fit. You can add new systems to the mechs, you can remove systems, adjust the armor loads, adjust the weapons. There are each platform, each mech chassis, there are multiple variants of, so you'll have different weapons combinations or hardpoint combinations that you can get depending on what chassis you have available. Heatsink destroyed, not exactly what I want in a Marauder.
This isn't looking too good.
Yeah, this path over here is not going particularly well. We keep missing all the good shots to take down these mechs. Give me one big fuck-off melee weapon and a shotgun. Well, all the mechs are melee weapons. You can get into melee range and you can punch with them. They're all melee weapons. You can build some of them into dedicated melee platforms, but yeah, they're all melee weapons. Shit.
Position
I'm
confirmed.
gonna kill this little shit first for shooting me in the side before it pops my leg.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
There, piss off. That is my piss off.
Target neutralized.
Saying that, I recently tried Rogue-Tech, spent 1.5 hours rebuilding just one mech, too much choice. Yeah, it's actually one of the things I don't like about Rogue-Tech too much, that much. Like, the mod itself is very good, it's very well made.
Yes, Commander.
But it is a little hard and loose with both the technology that's available, the chassis that are available, the numbers that they're available from, and the quantities of equipment that can be found, which leads to a situation where you do have a lot of options, but you actually have more options than you really should. It is a good mod. It's just, yeah, not a mod that I'm super interested in. I'm interested in all the others for the moment. That's another one down, and I think that is thoroughly destroyed this time.
Target eliminated.
But yeah, if you have access to all the weapons and all the types and all the modifications and all the options for all the mechs, it's entirely possible to spend an hour and a half rebuilding one. I mean, as soon as I can find a few more bits, you're probably going to see me spending about 20 or 30 minutes just rebuilding the crab. What? We're going to fail this again. How the fuck did that one cross that fast? One turn. If we lose this for that, this is retarded.
I'm going.
Yeah, that was the one here. Yeah, it was about there, or somewhere around here, and it's crossed to here in one turn. Because I was going to go for it, and I fired the shot to kill the commando, figuring it would get to about here, and then I could cut across the forest to get it, and instead it's in the zone. Jesus Christ. I'm going to precision strike this, because if I miss it, we're going to lose. .91 Ford armor.
Got it, Commander.
And we miss with it. That's alright, we get it with the secondaries. It's okay.
You shouldn't have come here.
And the SRM carrier. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. I fucking hate these things. Ow.
That hit something important.
Yeah, you don't say. Alright, so where's the last one? Oh, the last APC is up there. Yeah, let's just, to be on the safe side, we're on 5 of 6.
Engaging target.
Done. APC's gone.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Strike PPC carrier, that's alright. We've got the right mechs over there to be able to take hits from that bloody thing. It's a terror as well. All Taurian APCs down. Commander, hold tight. We're bringing the turrets online now. Well, it's about time.
Good to go.
Four. Can we... Yes, we're going to move... And all of these have line of sight from where it is. At least we can outrange it mostly.
Roger.
Right, get the Marauder over here into the trees, just as relocate. That'll get its stability back under control. Not by much, but by a little bit. For God's sakes, nail that thing and get rid of it. LRM carriers and SRM carriers are easy to
Vehicle
kill,
down.
but they are some of the most dangerous vehicles to have on the field. Just the rain they can pour on you is nuts. Taurians are closing on that barrack. Oh, of course they are. If they take it out, the wounded soldiers will be slaughtered. Hopefully the turrets can buy me some time up here.
Commander?
Sprint. How far can I go? Can I jump further? No, we're going to have to sprint, and I have no idea if I'll be able to clear this fast enough. And the turret misses completely. We have got 2 turrets here, so maybe they can get some work done. Yeah, I'm not sure about the current layout of Rogue Tech, as it's been a while since I've played it, but I can see how it could be chaotic. Alright, let's stomp on you.
Engaging physical attack.
And Battletech Extended and Battletech Advanced I'm looking forward to, just for playing the Clan Invasion and watching the timeline tick forward.
Enemy unit destroyed.
They really need to combine both of those mods, actually. Like, it would make a lot of sense, because one sort of starts where this game, where the vanilla ends, and where it ends is about where the next mod starts.
Waiting for
so
orders.
it would make a lot of sense to have those all working together. Right, so I'm not too worried about a Panther versus the Atlas over here at the moment, but I'm going to see some LRM-15s lobbed into the back of the
Target
Wolverine.
lock on enemy's rear.
And Mark, for all the YouTube videos from you, I finally catch a stream. You've done it, Commander. Our people are safe, thanks to you. We'll never forget what you've done for us today. Okay, that was not me. That was just, well, it was me getting the turrets activated fast enough, which is bloody lucky that I did. turrets are going to town. No, I'm glad you could finally catch a stream, mate. Sorry I'm not being super talkative with chat here at the moment. I'm just trying to make sure we don't fail this one twice. Although I think we're good this time. I think we're good. Oh, that was cute.
Damage minimal.
Yeah, it's an Atlas.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm going to back the Marauder off a little bit further. I got to make sure the Lance survives with low damage. I get it. Well, I think the low damage is out the window, at least for the Marauder at this point. That was a nasty hit from those SRMs. That was not pleasant. We could double PPC straight into the back. Actually, we don't really need to worry about a precision strike on that one. Just aim the shot.
Firing on rear arc.
Which really wants to take out those turrets.
Receiving you.
Alright. Jump.
Jumping.
Okay, I think we got the Wolverine under control now,
some
so I can
heavy
disengage
damage.
with the Marauder. And, that's for the Panther. This is what I mean. Everything's a melee mech.
Physical attack.
And as for the mech shotgun you were talking about, LBX autocannon.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I can do it to that one. I can take the AC-20 out and put an LBX-20 in it.
I'm your spaniel.
But the AC's better.
Acknowledged.
This one's a pain, not because of the difficulties with the positioning to keep things you need to keep safe. Yeah, it's just a positioning issue.
Locked and loaded. Here it
With
comes.
the mech load I've got here, like the only mech that was ever going to be at any really major risk was, of course, the Marauder, and of course it happened to be the one that had run into the SRM carrier. If one of the Atlases had run into the SRM carrier, it might have fallen over in laughter. It'd take at least 3 turns for an SRM carrier, even an SRM carrier, to chew through their armor. But
Commander. On it.
yeah, other than that, I'm not really a concern in regards to the mechs. David against Goliath. Goliath wins, pretty much. That Wolverine's moving pretty slow. I have a funny feeling it may have taken a couple of hits to the legs.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Right,
for
Decker,
orders.
your
Order
turn.
received. Oh. Hostile eliminated.
There we go. You've done it, Commander. You've driven them off and you've saved all our lives. We'll see to it the food gets distributed to the people who need it. Alright, that was better. Support for as long as I can provide it. That's a promise. And
Mission
mission
successful.
successful. Sees your AC-20 and raises you a Gauss rifle. The Gauss rifle's mounted on the Highlander where it belongs. Unfortunately, I lost the other 2 in an experiment, which I'm still annoyed about because I haven't found another Gauss rifle since. Alright, well that's all the bonuses. 2.3 million for that particular engagement. Now, we destroyed... Hunter got 3 mechs, 2 trucks. 3 trucks for the second Atlas, 2 for the Highlander, and 1 mech kill and 3 vehicle kills for the Marauder, and the Marauder was the only thing that took damage. Salvage. Alright, there wasn't really anything super interesting on the field. What have we got? Commando. 55 ton is the heaviest. So I take 2 parts Wolverine. And that'll, with the one we've already got, that'll give us a Wolverine we can sell off. Should probably check the weapons loads on these as well. Double plus medium, triple. Ooh. Double plus SRM6. You know, we might not take any more mech parts. I might take the double plus SRM6 and take the triple plus medium laser. We don't really need it, but it's just a nice weapon overall, just in case I need to overhaul something a little bit later. Would have been nicer if we had triple plus PPC or a large laser or something in here, but I'll go with that and we'll see what we get in the roll. Alright, so in the roll we picked up 2 parts of the trebuchet, 2 extra medium lasers, a whole bunch of MG, small lasers, an extra SRM6. Mostly junk, nothing too concerned. Chaser, what is it with this game and being pissed at your Marauder? Alright, I can actually understand why it gets targeted. Firstly, I've got 2 100-ton mechs and a 90-ton mech that between the 3 of them have, well, each one of them has almost twice the armor that the Marauder does. It doesn't matter which one you shoot at, it's twice as hard as the Marauder, which is only 75 tons. So the Marauder is the most vulnerable. It's also the most accurate and built to blow the heads off anything that it comes across. So it is incredibly high damage, incredibly high risk, and the most vulnerable mech on the field. It's kind of a, do you shoot the grunt or do you shoot the sniper if you have the opportunity in a battle? You shoot the sniper first. Same basic theory. Alright, so a lady... drink first. Actually, I have to get another drink. Lady Arano, I'm looking for a coded message from Lady Centrilla. She's reporting increased fleet movements around New Vandenberg. A half-dozen Concord Navy dropships, complete with fighter support. Her agents say they're heading our way. This situation's growing untenable. Even if we win every battle, attrition will inevitably take its toll. They'll grind us down to nothing. That does appear to be the situation. I just had to choose what to spend our dwindling resources on. Emergency relief for half a dozen marginal colonies the Turians have hit, or fuel for our dropship fleet. I chose the fuel. I can't move our troops, I can't keep fighting, and everything we've built falls apart. Sounds like you did what you had to. That didn't make it any easier, but about 3 weeks the casualty reports will start hitting my desk. I intend to study them, every line, every detail. I, the Sword of Restoration, have just consigned those people to gruesome fate. At least I can do is remember their names. I understand the impulse. You're the one who's going to have to live with this, Kamina. Do whatever you have to do. Beat yourself up all you like. Making hard choices is what leadership is all about. You know, I'm not an arsehole. I'm just a mercenary. This isn't a form of self-punishment, Hunter. It's about doing things that I have to do to keep myself from becoming jaded. It's about remembering the people whose lives were cut short and prevent... You're talking to somebody who refers to the spare pilots, you know, as just as seconds, spares. I don't bother remembering their names most of the time. They're just the backup meat. Your pardon, Lady Arano, but we've got an encoded HPG transmission coming in. The point of origin is Guldra. Putting it on screen now. Commander, I've got it. My family's insurance policy. I can't open the files from here, but considering the level of security they were hidden behind, there must be something here worth protecting. I'll be damned something went right for a change. Guess it's a good thing you got a crash course in code breaking, hard doc. Say nothing. Yeah, say nothing. And now for the bad news. The Directorate is on my tail and they're gaining. I'm still a couple of steps ahead of them for now, but I need an evac as soon as you can provide it. My subdermal transponder is active and broadcasting on restoration frequencies. Nothing can ever be easy, can it? I mean, not even once. I'll do the best that I can to stay alive and on the run until you get here. Whatever happens, I won't let them get their hands on the files. They're the only things that matter now. We need to move. Alexander's image flickers and then dies as the message comes to an end. Commander, set a course for Goldra. I'll be waiting for you there with my battle mech at the ready. We're going to get Alexander back and recover the evidence he gathered. We have to. The future of the restoration depends on it. Lady Arano's contract to recover the Lord, and the evidence he's gathered is ready for review at the command center. We should follow it up when they think we're ready.
That mech you wanted is back online.
Yeah, I didn't want the mech. It's literally there to sell and nothing else. Let's put that one in storage. Actually, we need to make a slight adjustment here. So, Atlas, Highlander, Marauder. The Awesome can go down to the third line, and we can have the 2 King Crabs and the Annihilator for the second. Which, funnily enough, makes our secondary lance actually the heavier one. Still need more pieces to complete that. We just haven't got the parts to make it work yet. God, it's a good looking mech. Alright. That still looks better though. Refit. I think we got to replace a heatsink. That's all we lost on that one, which isn't actually a major deal. Minor damage to the PPC. Actually, we can repair all. And equipment. Whack an extra heatsink, and we should be good to go. Yeah, that heat bank worked really well. There's nothing technically stopping me from fitting multiples of those either. Nah, I don't think we need to do that. This thing got through the entire fight, and it only needed to have a cool-off moment basically once the mission was already over. So that was pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with that.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Seizure Gauze and Upshoot Quad AC-10s. That I'm working on at the moment, Somerset. What I have, in fact, if we go components, weapons, specifically ballistics, I have these. I have triple plus AC-10s, 2 of them. What I need is either 1 more double plus AC-10 or 2 more double plus or triple plus AC-10s, and I'm thinking about ripping the AC-20s out of the King Crab and going quad AC-10s. That, and on the equipment, and I got this one earlier on, +3 accuracy ballistic computer. So quad AC-10s with a ballistic computer to increase accuracy. That could be all sorts of horrible nastiness right there. Now, contracts. Before we jump on to rescue his holy pain in the arsesness. Ambush convoy, no. Destroy base, no. Battle, capture base, no. No, no. And it's back to Weldry as well. Extraction. Goldrer and rescue Lord. From his family's insurance policy from House Espinoza. Actually, I wonder if this is the one where I get to have a second shot at the bitch in the catapult again. I forget her name. I think this might be the mission where I get to have a second crack at her. Anyways, guys, I'm going to actually call a quick break here for the moment. So I'm just going to flick us over to that one there for a moment. And I will be right back. I just need to grab myself a drink. So just be a couple of minutes.
If anyone wants coffee, I've got a fresh pot going on the forward galley. Pour me a cup. I'll be right there.
There are personnel working outside the ship. Do not rotate, radiate, or energize any external electronic equipment.
Alright, and back. Sorry about that. Just getting a little dry there. World of Warships. No, I think we'll do one more mission first. I think I'll actually do the next priority mission and make this a bit of an advanced storyline day. So we'll step that forward a notch. That's 2 storyline missions knocked out. And actually, just thinking about it, I think we might, beforehand, we might go back to the mech bay, and I might actually try and modify this. Might try and modify this king crab before we go. Alright, so let's do this refit. So the armor on this is already maxed out, so we don't have to worry about that. So we just yank off the AC-20s. We're going to yank out all the SRM ammo. Alright, ballistics. Actually, we can't do that. We've only got... I've only got 1 ballistics hardpoint in each side. Shit. Damn it, I thought there was 2 in the arms. This makes this even more of a pain in the ass. What can we do to solve this? His biggest issue is its ammunition problem. We can still go the AC-10s. Still go the 2 AC-10s in the arms. Okay, we might have to make this up another way around it. AC-10 10 ammo. How many shots we got in each bin? 8 rounds. 32 rounds of ammunition across the 2 guns. And we're at 94. Now we do need SRM ammo as well. That's 200 rounds of SRM-6 ammunition on 96. Double SRM-6s. This would be nasty close range, and we've got 1 ton left to go. That's 1 ton, 2 slots, plus 3 accuracy. The triple on the ballistic computer. So how does that actually compare? 60 damage, 40 stability, 12 heat. Weapons. Where is the AC-20s that I was using? They're 110, 40 stability. I'm going to fire them twice to match 1. And that does solve the ammunition problem, though. It doesn't carry the oh my god factor of the twin AC-20s, but I was off replacing a CPU fan. Did I miss anything? No, it was just me stepping away, grabbing a quick drink, and then having a think about what I'm going to do with this damn king crab. This is just awkward to fit, that's all. TTS computer? Yeah. That's a TTS ballistic computer, so plus 3 accuracy to all ballistic weapons on the mech. So these 2 triple plus AC-10s will automatically have plus 3 accuracy applied to both of them, plus their own stats. Very expensive pieces of kit, but if you can get them, very good for particular builds. This would be ideal if these had double ballistic hardpoints in the arms, because then I could fit 2 AC-10s in each arm and put plus 3 accuracy across all of them. And you can get different TTS computers or targeting systems for different weapons combinations. The most common one is the ones down here, which are for missile. I've got 1 missile and 1 plus 2 accuracy ballistic, and 1 plus 2 accuracy missiles down here as well. I don't think I've ever used them. Now I wonder why I haven't. Yeah, they do take up space, and they do have tonnage. Like, this takes up a ton of space. So they're not something you would throw around on light builds. They're only stuff that you'll put on particular mech builds, and they're also expensive. That triple plus computer is 2.7 million C-bills on its own, so it's worth as much as a medium or heavy mech on its own, depending on your weight class. But it's for something like a king crab, trying to optimize the accuracy of its ballistics. Yeah, it works. It works. Alright, so 7 days to overhaul that one. We'll go with that, and we'll give that a shot. Alright, Command Center, contracts. 1 more mission for the night, and then I'm going to see what Tel's up to, and we'll go place some World of Warships and talk some shit. So priority, extraction.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Calculating escape velocity.
Still have the Annihilator? Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of the Annihilator. It'll just sit in the hangar. I'm probably never going to use it again in this campaign. It's just nice to know that I've got it. Because I do like the Annihilator. Just not as much as an Atlas or a Highlander. And I have 2 Highlanders spare sitting in the hangar that are packed up at the moment. I could deploy 4 Highlanders into a single battle at this point. You know, I've got spare ones. I've got 2 king crabs. I've now got 2 Atlases. All right. We'll continue through. Mechs are ready to rock and roll. I'm actually at the point in terms of mech tonnage at the moment, the Argos should not be able to realistically carry any more mechs than I currently have packed up. I should be well at the Argos maximum tonnage.
Disengaging from jump ship.
Alright. Moonlighting with an LRM. While pacing through the mech bay on a sleepless night, you stumble across Marvel. She's fiddling with a stock LRM. Really? I seem to have recalled something about a medium laser in one of these before. A jumbled pile of loose metal and wire jitters the deck. As you approach, Marvel looks up with a sheepish grin on her face. Our commander, I was just trying to tune this beauty. Maybe get a little more performance out of her. Could you do me a favor and... Damn it. Now, Marvel is not bookish and Marvel is not a technician. She's going to get... Marvel's going to get negative spirits on this, isn't it? Not her... If I let her keep working on it, she's going to blow herself up and wind up with an injury. Fuck it, let's roll the dice on it. Let's roll the dice. What's the worst that can happen? And we get low spirits anyways. Marvel catches you in the hall but doesn't look you in the eyes. Commander, I'm sorry to report that I wasn't able to modify the weapon like I wanted, and she struggles to continue. I wasn't able to put it back together again. I already told you the chief and he raked me over the coals. No more than I deserve though. You lose 1 LRM-15. Marvel gained the following takes for 14 days low spirits, right before a mission. Problem is she would have got low spirits even if I'd turned around and said it's not your job. So I would have wound up getting that either way. Are there any bad 100-ton mechs? Not really. Some 100-ton mechs are better than others, but in the end, they are still a 100-ton assault mech. So there's no... Yeah, there's no bad ones. There's just there's some that have more downsides. The Atlas, for example, is just about the perfect assault mech. It's 100 tons. It's got the heaviest armor. It's got a great weapons loadout. It's relatively fast for its size. It's good in just about every single way that you want a mech to be good. There's no real negative downsides to an Atlas at all. Yeah, no, not really. There's no negative downsides to an Atlas. It's about perfect. Something like an Annihilator. Annihilator's a 100-ton mech, and it was originally designed as a command and control mech. So part of its tonnage is actually devoted to computer systems that don't really have a function. At least not in this period in the Battletech universe. It was designed to be a command and control mech for the Star League, which no longer exists. So it has sort of redundant computer systems. Some of them work for some mechs, on others that they don't. Regardless, some of its tonnage is devoted to those systems. And as a result, it's got a smaller engine than most other assault mechs of its size. So it has a little bit less in the way of armor. It's actually surprisingly under-armored for an assault mech. And it's very, very, very slow. But it does have 4 AC-10 or LBX-10 autocannons attached to it. So when it shoots something, it stays very, very, very shot. And while it does have less armor than most assault mechs do, it still has assault mech levels of armor. As long as you're not in too much of a rush to get anywhere in it, it's still a great mech. Proceed. Yeah, let's just get straight into this. Dead drop. We're picking up transmission on the restoration distress frequency. Commander, its time stamp is marked from a couple of hours ago. It's for more... Alexander, Commander, by the time you receive this message, I'll have been captured. Well, you're not very good at hiding. We get hostiles closing in all around me as I'm recording this. I don't know how much time I have left. Listen, the evidence is hidden in a dead drop. It was the best I could do given the circumstances. Go to my grandfather's monument. You remember the place where we laid him to rest in the mountains. The directorate paved it over and built a structure right on top of it. Look there and you'll find what you need. I can hear the sound of splintering hardwood. They're coming through the door. I'm out of time. I pray that I will see you again. If I don't, I need you to win this war. Do whatever you have to do. Just finish it. Not for me, for our people. Goodbye. The image in the blue screen cuts out. Only sound you can hear is his static. Once again, proving that nothing will ever go smoothly in this stupid war. He left us the evidence, that's something. Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit of an arsehole. They have Alexander Darius, we're going after him now. I've got Lord Mendoza's subtle transponder single on my screen. They're moving him probably in an APC. If we launch mechs now, we may be able to catch up to it. We shouldn't launch until we've learned more about the OPFOR. We need to know what we're dropping into. That's a smart move. Go rescue the bookworm. Assemble your lance, 3 of your best. I'll be joining you in the Atlas we recovered from Castle Nautilus. The time is of the essence, Hunter. Time to retrieve the evidence and bring him down. Whatever. Okay, so we only get to bring 3 mechs on this one. On the upside, we have Kamina. Now, Kamina has an Atlas too. That's an SLDF Atlas. So, it's very nice. We will get that at the completion of the campaign. Yeah, Decker can rest on this one. Medusa in. Archangel can stay riding the second Atlas. The Highlander will be my fast mech. Oh, shame we didn't have one more Atlas. One more Atlas, and this could have been a 4 Atlas drop, going in full Steiner Scoutland style. But we have 3 Atlases and a Highlander, isn't bad. Alright. Deploy. Similar problem with the Berserker. Yeah, there are different assault mechs that do have their drawbacks, but I couldn't name a bad one. I mean, even the very first mech, the Mackie, the very first mech ever built was a 100-ton assault mech. Pretty sure the Mackie was a 100-ton assault mech anyway. It didn't have a lot of weapons. Its weapons loadout was actually relatively small. But on average, it has more armor than most modern, quote-unquote, via the timeline of the universe. Most assault mechs that come after, I don't even think the Atlas has more armor than the Mackie did. Like, it had ridiculous amounts of armor. It wasn't a great mech, it wasn't particularly fast. But if you happened to had one and had to rely on it, it'd get the job done. It'd be a bastard to kill, and its weapons would be good enough to chew away at the target until it eventually blew a hole in it. And it would probably still be able to get through the target before the target got through it.
Command interface initiated.
So yeah, even the worst 100-ton battle mechs are still 100-ton battle mechs, so they can only be so bad. Bad news, the APC holding Lord, but I have no idea. Moderna? I don't know. Don't care. Has already reached the facility ahead. Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it fast. Our arrival won't stay secret for long. 3 Atlases and a Highlander. You don't say. I need Alexander at my side if we're going to beat my uncle and win this war. Cut him out of that facility, Commander. We'll get that data after he's recovered. Mackie, 2 Meads, an autocannon, and a PPC, if I remember right. Can't remember what AC, though. Yeah, that sounds about right. Which is a little bit light for a load. I may have been an AC-10, I think. But, yeah, it's a little light for an assault mech load, but it's nothing to sneeze at. And when you start packing on armor after armor after armor on top of the bloody thing, it actually occurred to me when I was reading through the Mackie's stats. The last time I was reading through the Mackie's stats, its armor would also be slab steel armor, the type of armor that most mechs in the Innisphere are using at this point, because proper ferrofibrous is super expensive at this point.
We've got company.
So if you were to take a Mackie, and you were to upgrade it with endosteel and ferrofibrous, you could technically get even more armor on it. its power systems wouldn't support any more weapons because it was a fairly dated mech design, but you could up armor a Mackie, which is already just a giant block of armor on legs. Or at least theoretically you could.
Commander.
I'm not sure what somebody on the tabletop, because that's the only place you could play a Mackie at the moment. What somebody you know, DMing a tabletop game would say about you know, or playing against you on a tabletop game would say about you walking around with a 100-ton mech with like over 2,000 armor. There might be some complaints, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do it.
Giving them everything I've got.
Use myself. And turret removed.
That one's gone.
Poor 60-ton mech. Oh, it's a dragon. Oh, he's about to have a really bad day. He's about to have a very, very, very bad day. Unfortunately, as I recall, I think Kamina's a bit of a shit pilot.
I'm moving out.
At this stage still. Let's just check. 2%. Yeah, she's got under 9 points in both gunnery and in tactics. Unfortunately, she's got the most powerful mech here. Still.
Confirmed.
Those pulse lasers. And
The Oregon people.
she might be the worst shot here, but she is driving an
They've got a
Atlas
sensor
too,
lock on
so.
me.
I'd allow it just to see what happens. Allowed older builds. Yeah, it'd be one to do. This is the kind of stuff that I'd like to actually play the tabletop for. It's still, all these years later, makes me salty as there's just nowhere that I can play the tabletop here. I really do need to get Tabletop Simulator or something working.
I'm taking serious damage.
I'm here.
Frigate, we're sprinting in. It's going to take too long otherwise.
I am the wind.
Literal walking slab of armor. Yep. Also, the tabletop's the only way you can actually play the proper rules for the catapult as well. Which is essentially, when it comes to the weapons can be bolted onto the arm pods, it's a case of if it fits, it sits.
Ready for orders. Moving out.
You make me interested in Battletech lore. You should have a look, Madden. The lore in Battletech is fantastic. It's really well written. It's really deep. There's some great stories in the universe, and because the technology and history is over such a long period of time, and whoever wrote the basic rules for it did think about most of it, it does have a logical progression and then a logical fall at the collapse of the Star League. And one thing that might also interest you, I'm not sure how much drawing and art you do these days, but if you look around, there is some fantastic Battletech art, but there is also a noticeable lack of it in comparison to what you'll find, like for fan art, in comparison to
Showing
other
minor
genres. There's surprisingly little.
Standing by.
on a world that's just on a universe that's kind of begging for it.
Copy that.
Welcome to the rabbit hole. It's a very nice rabbit hole. You'll like it here. I've been living in this rabbit hole since I was about 14, so... I actually found my first tech manual the other day. I found my 3055 technical manual. The one that I couldn't afford to buy it in high school. You know, I was only like 15, I think. Might have been 14 when it came out. But somebody had bought the technical manual and I wanted a copy, so I photocopied the entire thing. And yeah, I found the actual print folder that I had the photocopies of every single page of the 3055 technical manual floating around. It's a nice nostalgia trip. Let's move forward a little bit. No. Move first, then we shoot the thingies. I just want to get myself out of this little alcove. Now, still doing artsy stuff, but currently more around arcane. Yeah, that's fair. I'd love to see some of your current work, but still, yeah, play around with it, have a look at it. You might find something there that's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about it myself. I just don't.
Engaging target.
Yeah, he's dead. I still am not happy with my illustration skills for
Enemy unit destroyed.
putting anything forward.
I'm ready.
But I would like to actually start doing some fan arts in the Battletech universe.
Locked on for physical attack.
Well, not just fan arts. In particular, what I've been visualizing that I would like to do is, if you've seen the World War paintings of tanks and events from World War II that have been done by artists over the years, those really nice detailed paintings of battles or particular equipment of that kind of stuff. I'd actually like to do some stuff like that in that style, but from events in the Battletech universe. The defenders are eliminated. Now secure the base wing and extract Alexander. Alright.
Standing by. Roger.
We'll just brace you for a turn, and we will get
Have my
Kamina, and she can sprint up there and get into the circle. Oh, do we have to
Wait
put
your
them all in
command.
the circle? Really?
Acknowledged.
Yep, it wants us to put all four in the circle. Okay, that just
Receiving.
seems...
Heading out.
We shouldn't need to put 400 or 390 tons of assault mech into an area to capture it. I think putting one assault mech in should be more than sufficient. This seems like overkill.
Full throttle.
Well done, Commander. You have a fix on Lordman's exact position. Working on it. Just a minute two. You won't find your lapdog in that facility. However long you search, cousin. Little Alex kneels at my feet as we speak. Yeah, I thought she would show up. Get over here, Kamina. She's using me as bait. It's true, Kamina. Alexander was excellent bait. Now this war comes to an end. Alright, where are you,
New
bitch?
sensor contacts. I've got hostile units converging on your location.
Damn you, Victoria. Taking hostages is a coward's move. If you wanted to fight me, you should have come yourself.
When I send you to hell?
Be sure to tell Lord Carrozas that.
She's not here. Oh, that's disappointing.
I will be done. Rolling.
And one from here. And that looks like a laserback.
Barely scratched my armor.
May have to have a look. Oh, Wargame Red Dragon. Yeah,
embarrassing
Wargame Red
himself.
Dragon's good. And Wargame and Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion? Steel something. Same style, but it was a World War II base game. Alright. What are we going to do with you? We are going to jump you. We've got a 35-ton mech over there that really needs to be lightly spanked. And we have a 55-tonner as well. That'll be a Shadowhawk. Alright, so we have full everything here at the moment. So let's go for a headshot, see if we can pop the top off this Panther.
Here it comes.
Miss with the Jaws rifle. Oh, well, it was worth a shot.
Tell me what you need. Sounds good. I'm moving.
Alright, Hunchback 4P. Yep, that is a laserback.
Inflicting heavy damage.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And now Archangel, you can move up as well.
And here it comes. One less target.
It's because ambushing Atlases is just a good idea in general.
They flagged my armor.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
Yep.
Alright, Medusa. We will just do a general move.
Coordinates received.
And a Wolverine. Okay, we'll try another precision strike. Go for the head again. What's the worst that can happen?
Roger.
Well, we didn't get the head, but, well, set of torso destroyed. That works.
Target eliminated.
SRM carrier. I have a
stripping
feeling
armor off of my mech.
Kamina's Atlas 2 doesn't have its front armor maximized. That chewed up that armor a lot more than it should have.
Yes, I hear you.
Probably save the AC-20 shot.
I'm locked in on the target. Vehicle destroyed.
So let's do the precision strike here as well and see if we can just take its head off.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical damage.
Not quite, but we
detected.
can do some pretty serious damage.
Commander? Rolling. Firing full complement on enemy.
That thing survived
Forward a critical
surprisingly well. You're gonna shoot at Kamina, aren't you? Yeah, god damn it.
They put a hole in my armor.
That was effective. Not really.
Yeah. Move into position.
Alright, let's see if we can decapitate the Wolverine. Let's roll again. Right, torso destroyed. Ammunition explosion. Pilot injured.
Nice. Got past his armor.
It's a good part. It's worth making the shot at the head, because if we actually hit the head, we're likely to cripple the mech. Or we're likely to just one-shot the mech. If we miss the head,
My mech is losing internal structure.
the gunnery skill on all of these pilots is high enough that we're likely going to hit all the other parts of the mech anyway, in which case we're still going to do significant damage.
I'm listening. Closing into melee range. Reporting a critical strike.
And we have a knockout. Now, the only reliable way I know to get around is going to be going back this way. What about those two meads?
Engaging target.
Quickly destroy. The Directorate must have learned about Lord Mendoza's subdermal transponder and cloned it to the signal. Keep fighting down there. Samara and I are working to get a fix on his actual location.
Enough of these games, Kamea.
Here she
Want to win
comes.
little Alex back? Come and find me. We'll be waiting for you, won't we, Lord Madeira?
I'm sorry, Kamea. I evaded capture for as long as I could, but...
That sound you just heard was his jaw, Kamea. It was every bit as fragile as I thought it would be. Consider this a promise kept from our first reunion.
I'm coming for you, Victoria. Do you hear me?
Communication terminated.
And here comes all the mechs.
Good to go.
Alright, let's get ourselves over here. do want to keep Kamiya's mech a little bit towards the rear here, for obvious reasons. She had her wings pulled off there a little bit hard there before. We don't want to keep it too far back. It's still an Atlas, but
Reading you loud and
it's
clear.
just, yeah, it's all of its central armor. Actually, no, we do want to keep her back. All of her central armor's gone. She's down to internals only. Yeah, and all the torso armor. Yeah, no, she's gonna stay all the way back here. The Atlas 2 is gonna be kept out of the fight. Actually, just thinking about it, I should be facing it that way and presenting its rear armor because it's actually still got armor there. Yeah, that definitely does not have its armor turned up. That's got less armor than my Atlas's. Those two should get a room.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it could be rough play.
Let's move.
Alright, that's good enough for a turn. Come on. Come on. That's two. Third fire starter. So this is obviously the Prodigy Brigade. Where is she? And those are missiles.
Minimal damage on that hit.
55 tons.
Yes, Commander.
All right.
On it.
Yeah, we'll go for this one first.
Got it.
And that's one down.
Hostile eliminated.
Let's turn those meads back on, and let's see if we can do...
Engaging target.
That's two down.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Standing by.
And Archangel around the corner here to engage the third one.
Here it comes.
Ah, we didn't get it in one
Connection
shot.
on that one.
Did hit it hard enough to knock it over, though.
You have my attention.
We'll just keep the Atlas 2 back here and just lob some LRMs into play, and that should be enough to finish it off.
Copy that.
No, not quite enough.
Pierce through the armor.
Can't have much in the way of structure left. Need you to pick us up in the Leopard. It's the only way we can reach him before it's too late. That's a negative, Lady Urano. I'm reading dozens of anti-aircraft guns and missile turrets around that stronghold. If we try to fly you in, they'll blow me out of the sky. Damn it, what are our options? If you take off at a dead sprint, you might be able to catch them. It'll be pretty dicey, though. I'm seeing a lot of mechs between you and the Lord. We'll have no time to retrieve the evidence he gathered. The evidence can wait. We have to... Damn it. That intel is vital to our war effort, and it's nearly in our grasp. I cannot risk the future of the Reach for one man. I need you to give me the coordinates of the dead drop. Forgive me, but your rescue will have to wait.
Every fiber of my being is screaming at me to not abandon Lord Madeira. To drop everything and rescue him, as I know he'd rescue me. In leaving him, I betray myself.
Oh, quit talking.
It's the right call. And it's what he wanted you to do. For your people.
Sook about it after the mission. We're here to kill people at the moment.
Alexander.
He'll live. Have faith in that and press on. It's the only thing you can do.
Critical comms on the radios, guys. Save the soppy stories for the briefing and the debriefing before and after the mission.
What do you need? Location confirmed.
Kintaro. Yeah, let's slap the Kintaro. I swear modern game devs have no concept of comms. No, they don't.
Ready for orders.
They don't. It's unfortunate, but it's obvious in a lot of games. You know, I don't mind the informal briefings and informal debriefings, but in mission, keep it on point.
Firing all weapons.
Alright, that Kintaro is
Boarding
pretty much
critical hit.
trashed now, I think. We'll go for the fire starter with Hunter's Atlas. I don't think we're going to need the AC-20 for this. We'll save the ammo. Both legs destroyed, right leg destroyed, right torso destroyed, pilot incapacitated. So that's the fire starter out.
Yes, I hear you. I'm on the move. Target confirmed.
Ooh, LRM explosion now.
Inflicting heavy damage.
That's 2 ammo explosions. That's SRMs and LRMs taken out. I expect that Kintaro is trashed. What's it got left?
Orders.
Nothing. Literally nothing. Not even worth
Going full throttle.
continuing to hold back on it. The Highlander can start going for the dead drop. And Hunter needs a round to cool off anyway, so he can march up and just finish it.
Engaging physical attack.
There we go.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Tell me what you need. I'm on it.
So we have 9 turns.
Yes, Commander. Confirmed.
Ideally, we'd have to go up and around, but we don't have to worry about that because we have a Highlander. Another one. Destroying my cousin's landing force would show her the cost of her treachery, and I'm willing to pay. However, getting that recovering data is still our priority. Yep.
Not bad, cousin. But I am not finished with you yet.
That's alright, keep them coming, I've still got ammo.
Roger.
Anybody getting a slight delay from the video to the audio? Audio about 1 second delay to me. It's possible. There was a bit of a
Reading you loud
desync
and
that happened a
clear.
while ago. It's possible that that's happening again. Hopefully it'll sort itself out.
Copy that.
Right.
Full throttle.
Get the Atlas uphill next. Yeah, so there should be another group of mechs around here that are going to try and delay us.
I'm receiving you. On the move, full speed.
Get a lot of freeze frames. I don't think that's my connection. It might be Twitch. I'm running a 0.2% frame drop loss or frame loss over the entire stream at this point, which is 3 hours. So yeah, 0.2% over 3 hours is not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Twitch is having a moment.
Copy that.
Right. Right, we got a Commando, something 35 ton, something 75 ton, it's likely a Warhammer, and a 60 ton vehicle, probably an SRM carrier.
Target confirmed.
Not a problem, just the pew pew pews come a little late. Yeah, we had an issue like this last time. I think we worked out it wasn't actually my connection, it was just Twitch was having a bitch fit for some reason.
Hard
So
hit there.
hopefully that's all it is.
I'm listening.
And it's and it'll pass sooner rather than later. Right, so
I'm on
Kamina
my way.
needs to keep her Atlas all the way down here because she can't take any more hits. She's got to hurry up and pass that thing to me. No, I was wrong. It's a Black Knight.
Discharging weapon.
LRM carrier. Right, LRM carrier needs to be dealt with because of that.
I'm under heavy fire. Waiting for orders.
Right, LRM carrier first. Actually, no. It's going to have to be the Black Knight first. Alright, fair enough. We'll take the Black Knight. There we go, Black Knight down in turn. Oh, it's a shame the Black Knight couldn't fall over and land on the LRM carrier. That would be funny as fuck.
Hostile removed.
Alright, let's sprint up. Hunter's Atlas, and the next round we'll be able to pop the LRM carrier, and then we've just got to take out the last mech around the corner. And the Highlander will pop the Commando without too much of an issue. Well, that was a headshot. Yep, just straight autocannon to the dome, remove the head.
Yep.
6 rounds to download the data. Surprise!
I copy. That hit something good.
Another big round of Valorams into the Atlas. That's going to hurt the armor, but that's alright. We can take one more of those.
Standing by.
Alright. LRM's in on the
I'll sort you
commando.
out.
CT destroyed, pilot incapacitated. Right, commando is out of play.
Unit down.
Not a kill, but still shook his world. Well, the second round of missiles certainly made up for that. And that removes the LRM carrier problem.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Orders?
Get Archangel up and start lobbing some missiles up towards that Jenner. Just remember to empty out the cockpit down the drain with a nod to Captain Lockheed and the Starfighters. Use a sponge and a pressure washer. We have another brave Jenner. It's a very brave Jenner.
Barely hit, Commander. Standing by. Locked on for physical attack. Inflicted some heavy damage.
Reading you loud and clear. Confirmed.
There's the knockdown. Now, can I get up here? I can get up here.
Full throttle.
Not going to be able to attack this turn.
I'm ready. Roger that.
Oh, that's alright. Let's go for the CT, LRM-15s.
Target neutralized.
Commander.
And jump.
Jump.
Smack bang into the middle of the designated area. Receiving the data now, Lady Arano. Commander, you're going to have to ask you to keep one of your mechs near the relay until the upload is finished. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Tell me what you need. Confirmed.
Yes, Commander.
Highlander sure did a lot of flying this round. That's why I like keeping the Highlander around. Once you get access to it in the Castle Nautilus mission, I very rarely ever rotate it out. It's just, it has firepower and armor enough to stand toe-to-toe with an Atlas, despite being 10 tons lighter, and it has jump jets. So I do generally reconfigure them a little bit, but it's kind of one of those mechs that's just useful for having around. Oh, well, my save got broken, had to restart the game. Call the Wild, that is. Ouch. Well, that sucks, man. Oh, well, it's a good game. It doesn't really matter all that much. You just play through it a second time. You'll be able to see if you can improve on your previous run. Alright, let's reserve that one. And done.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Reserve.
Waiting for the shot.
Standing by.
Yeah, annoying,
Copy
but
that. Accelerating.
it is what it is. Hunter can stay exactly where he is.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
On my way.
Don't think there's really much else to do in this mission. Just wait for the appropriate... and done. And there it is. Transmission complete, Lady Arana. We have the package in hand and Samara's on her way.
Mission successful.
All targets eliminated. Sit tight. I can collect you from where you are right now. What is this, cousin? You're running, leaving Lord Madeira behind. I thought you would do anything for each other. I will take him back from you. Blah, 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 blah. Get a room. Or get a map where I can kill you. And it's never ending like Farm Sim or Truck Sim. Truck Sim kind of has an end game. I don't know anybody who's actually done it, but it kind of has one. You can reach the point when I think you have enough trucks and enough bases and enough drivers that you essentially have unlimited income, so you've bought everything in the game, and then you can just drive around the countryside for the sake of driving around. Which is funny, because the end goal of the game is to reach the point where you don't actually have to play the game anymore. Anyways, 2.9 million overall. We got the bonuses. Kamina's Atlas 2 got rubbed over. Yeah. 554. Yeah, that wasn't upgraded at all. Yeah, that'll put it about 1200 armor, which is pretty much near Atlas stock armor levels. When you look at mine, 1720. That's with a little bit of armor loss. It's about 1800, give or take. 1780, 1800 when it's fully armored up. Yeah. The best mech here, and it had the least amount of armor of the lot. But she got some kills, so I suppose that's one thing. Alright, let's take a look at the salvage. Yeah, because this is totally going to be difficult. We're taking the Black Knight. We've got lots of parts for everything else, but there's nothing else there that would be worth recovering. Hopefully get one part of the trebuchet. That would be an extra mech. Yeah, nothing else I'd bring home about. Alright, we got a Black Knight. What else do we get? We did get one part of the trebuchet, so 2 mech recoveries there, and we got one of the fire starter bits, and just some, well, we got the double plus SRM6, and just some fairly generic salvage. Nothing overly special, but won't say no. 13 million C-bills. Withdrawing from the contract is be a smart option if it looks like the payout won't be worth the repair bills. I should probably remember that at some point. Yeah, you will never remember that bit. Yeah, that's correct. No, I won't. Ever. Dr. Murad, have you gotten that archive cracked open? I want to know what's inside. I want to know it now. Yes, I just finished cracking the encryption. There's a lot here. Ledgers, spreadsheets, cost analysis, and a single hollow file. I recognize the coding on that file. My father authorized his archivist in-house to install the hollow recording system in Arano Palace before his death. It was meant to preserve an ongoing record of important diplomatic events. The system must still be active, and Alexander's family had access to it. Now go ahead, put it on the view screen, Doctor. Let's see what we lost. Should better be something good on that recording. Color me curious. Let's see what kind of blackmail material they managed to dig up. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Hang on a second. I'll cue it on the view screen. Okay, here goes. I understand your hesitancy, daughter. It's a difficult thing what I'm asking you to do, but this galaxy is a hard and uncaring place. If our directorate is to thrive, we must be even harder. I have no qualms about killing for the greater glory of the directorate, Father, but this, please help me understand. Show me the wisdom of carrying out this attack, because I cannot see it myself. Broaden your perspectives, Victoria. Think beyond the reach, beyond your periphery. Our directorate is growing stronger, and we stand among the giants. To the successor states, we are nothing, a tin-pot dictatorship in a galactic backwater, to be ignored or crushed as they please. If we are to survive long-term, we need a strong ally, but we have nothing to offer in return. We cannot change our circumstances. The reach is comparatively small and poor. That is how we will remain. What we can do is shift the political balance of the periphery by engineering conflict. We can give ourselves value as a buffer state and an ally of convenience. By doing this to Perdian, you create the conflict you seek. Yes. Your target is a port city that serves as the primary supplier for Perdian's aerospace bases. A chemical strike here will look like a backdoor attempt to undermine Cauldron's military readiness. He'll assume that the method of the attack was chosen for the purpose of plausible deniability. And when he points his finger at House Davian in response, I will quietly approach him with an offer of support. And if this embroils us in war with the Federated Suns, it won't. Cauldron will not strike without proof, and despite his fears to the contrary, the periphery is beneath House Davian's notice. Hence Davian's notice. We'll be the concordant slain partners in a cold war that never goes hot, and the reach will grow stronger than it could ever on its own. And if our attack fails, if I'm caught, then our directorate will perish, with us along with it, but inaction isn't an option, Victoria. Alliance built on a lie is better than no alliance at all, and our directorate cannot survive indefinitely in vacuum. I cannot trust this task. Task is sensitive to any mercenary. It has to be someone who truly loves the reach and who understands the price of failure. I don't enjoy ordering you to do this, but I'm going to blah 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 blah. Do it for the reach. Rah 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 rah. For those of you who haven't noticed yet, the directorate are basically periphery Nazis. I understand, Father. I do what you ask. Glory for the reach. Video winks out and the test pattern replaces it. So they were starting a fight with House Davian. Yeah, that's smart. Gods. It doesn't even matter what else is in the archive. With this, we could turn the Turians against the Directorate. Protector Cauldron will want Espinosa's head on a plate. You're damn right it will, and I tend to sit back and watch the show. I'll be watching it with you. There's a certain poetry in the idea of handing my uncle and cousin to Protector Cauldron. I'm making the evidence with my personal seal and sending it to the Taurian government. When they respond, we'll find out whether or not this was all worth it, but in the meantime, we'll need to focus on getting Lord Mandira back. He'll be in the throne world. Wouldn't make sense for them to take him anyplace else. You've got to have a bargain with him. Yeah. Agreed. If we move to Commandeer Directory, the Directorate Navy will attack our flank from a base on Tile here. Sorry, I'm losing my pronunciation at the moment. Tialon. If, on the other hand, we attack and liberate House Parada, there will be nothing my uncle can do to prevent us from invading English. Do you speak it? I'll take my leave of you now. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. We'll keep doing our thing until we receive your summons. Alright, so we go back to shooting stuff now. Black Knight. Yeah, standard Black Knight. Nothing particularly special about it. And Trebuchet is another mech that is nice to sell. Alright, so there we have it. We're up to the next point. We will put these into cold storage. And that one can go too. You know what? In truth, yeah, well, let's cold storage the rest of these two. Like, we never use them. And we're at the point where we're cold storaging and awesome. Warhammer. And we'll cold storage the other Black Knight as well. There we go. The Marauder is now the lightest mech that I have in the lineup. Alright, so gotta grab some food now. Okay, Mad End. Have good eats, man. Somerset Housecarl. So, White House tapes with remote access by another party. What could ever go wrong with that? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Alright, so we're on 14.5. Yeah, no store access. Nothing much else we can do here at the moment, I don't think. Mech Bay, what is our status? Everything is fine. Nobody took any damage on that mission. Contracts. What's actually floating around here? Pretty much nothing else. We just got the raiding party off-world. So we will just have to pick somewhere else to go. I don't particularly want to do that mission. Where to? Well, let's go there and see what's about.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Alright, so once we've arrived at our destination, I'm actually going to bring this stream to a close. This has been a lot of fun. Been a really good night, actually. 2 missions down, so we've advanced the story another chunk. We've only got a couple of missions left to go, and this one's complete. We picked up a new Atlas. I've started the modifications on the King Crab. We'll have to bring it out in an upcoming mission just to see how it works.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
723, 7. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so 2 Atlases, the King Crab. Yeah, that'd still be a 390-ton land. So they can bring the second King Crab, although it's still stock. But, yeah, we'll see if anything else pops up on the way through. There's not much for us to do at this point. All the mechs are repaired and everything else is done. And Marvel's Low Spirits tag is gone. About time. Yes, and it's the rearward entry as it should be.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
Thrust towards the planet when you're entering orbit. Alright, visiting store. What have we got? Two stability damage plus 4 damage. Yeah, alright, we'll buy that.
New weapon systems available.
There's not really much else here that's worth taking. Alright, so we'll go to selling, and before we leave, let's sell off some mechs. So this is what we currently have just sitting in storage that we can sell, that we've collected so far. So, we'll sell off... Yeah, one more. We'll sell off the Zeus. It can go. We can sell off the Warhammer. It'll go. We'll definitely sell the Wolverine. We'll definitely sell the Victor. Jaeger can go 65 tons. Not much use to me now. Trebuchets are only good for selling at this point. Hunchback can go. Thunderbolt can go. Sell the Orion. It's got us over 20 million. We got the 2 Highlanders still there. We got the Grasshopper. You will sell the Grasshopper. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. We'll keep the rest of it as is. So we've got the Archer, we've got an Awesome in storage, 2 Black Knights, a Catapult C4, 1 Dragon, 2 Highlanders, and 1 3R variant of the Marauder, which is the ballistic variant, sitting in storage. So that's not bad. And we've got 21,400,000. If something becomes available that I can buy, I will just buy it at this point. Alright, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I'm going to bring this one to a close. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Chat has been very much entertaining tonight. This one will be going up on the channel as soon as possible, obviously. I'll probably have a Battletech up tomorrow for Thursday, with MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries going up on Friday. That is the current plan anyway. Yeah, and the next stream, I'll probably have a stream on the weekend as well. So we'll see how that goes. At this rate, I think we're probably only going to have a couple more runs and this campaign will be done. And as soon as it is, it'll be time to start modding. So then we'll be beginning from scratch with a bunch of derelict mechs and no money and an Argo that is in dire need of upgrading. So that should be fun. Anyways, ladies and gents, until next time. Thank you very much again, and take care.